Happy Thursday, everyone. I hope you guys are having a good day so far. Thank you guys for being here today. We're here to vibe, we're here to hang out, we're here to have a good time. Let's fucking go. Let's hop over here. Let me turn the music down for you guys a little bit. There we go. Hi! Hello! Hello, everyone. It is a pleasure to see you guys. Ooh! That shouldn't be doing that. Hang on. What? Okay, there we go. That was weird. I know what happened. Hang on. I gotta fix something. Oh, that's right. I don't have like my cute background anymore for like when I do shit, because new computer. I forgot about that. I'll fix that later. Wait, why did that? What? Hold the fuck up. Hold the fucking fuck. What? Okay. My mouse without borders was acting fucky. That was weird. Let me give a big hello to everyone. Hello, Brian. Servant, thank you so much for the 42 months. Woozy, Squad Leader, Plasma, Ioni. Ninja, hello. I feel like it's been a moment. How have you been, my dude? My arms look really fucking weird. Hang on, I want to fix my arms. My arms look really weird. There we go. That looks a little bit more natural. Oh my gosh. Okay, hang on. I am capable. I remember how to stream. Do you? So there. Haha. Hello. Alright, we are playing some Palworld today. I think the reason that Palworld was mentioned earlier, or Nintendo was mentioned earlier, was because there was actually news that came up today about, I think it was 22 of the 23 patents that Nintendo tried to file in the US. Correct me if I'm wrong. 22 of the 23 patents were rejected. Stop spending money on pals. But they're depressed. What am I supposed to do? They need to not be depressed. What the fuck is glowing up there? Oh, that's right. I have eggs up there. Recently got over the stomach flu. Oh, geez. Well, I'm glad to hear that you at least got over it. That is always good. We have really glowy egg. That was so glowy for fucking nothing. Those were so glowy for nothing. Oh my gosh. I wouldn't know how to stream since I've only been a guest on a panel. Streaming, like, okay, when it comes to actually, like, streaming, like, the technicals of it are a lot easier than you'd expect. But when it comes to the actual, like, trying to be entertaining on stream, it's surprisingly difficult. Also, sorry, I'm a little bit stuffy today. Hang on. Okay. It can sometimes be a little bit difficult because it depends sometimes on like what feedback you're getting and like what's going on, like what kind of content you do. There's a lot that goes into it. That was actually one of the issues that I was having today when I was trying to figure out what to play. I was like, I don't know what I want to play. I don't know what I want to do. Because like I realized like I just kind of want to vibe. And so this felt like a good way to do that, you know? I've got so much shit. Hello, Spicy! Nice to see you. I've been doing pretty okay, Ninja. Stuff's... I swear it's been literal years since I've seen you. I swear it's been, like, years. Like, literally. Like, there's been a lot that's happened, but you know what? We move forward with life. We keep on keeping on. We do our best. Etc. Hi, Spicy! I feel like I don't quite have the personality to be a successful streamer. It depends. So that's the thing is when people hear about streamers, like a lot of the time they think of people that are like really flamboyant or boisterous or stuff like that. Spicy, that might actually be very true. And part of the thing is like, that sort of stuff can help, but also that stuff can be a problem. What containers? These ones? Like, this is just my stash. This is where all my shit goes. Okay. Let's go back over this way. I do need you to steal me away at some point soon again. Yes, those are in-game. Those are in-game. There's been a lot of updates, like, since I, like, really played this. It's been that long since I've been here. I don't know. So, one thing to remind you of is I have a very weird sense of time. Time doesn't exist for me. Like, time is merely a theory and a concept. Alright. Let's make some fucking bread! Gonna make, or buns more specifically. See, normal chests are good, but also they're very resource inefficient when it comes to like how much space you get compared to like how many resources it takes to make it. Also, just so you guys know, Huxley's had a couple upgrades, so don't be afraid to use him. Our little Capamon boy has had some upgrades. I think speak, like exclamation point speak, is still a command. Is it not? What was it? What was it? Hang on, I gotta look this up. I gotta look up what it was.
Upgrades, you say?
A little bit. A little bit. At least you should. Hang on, is it not exclamation point speak? What the fuck is it? What is it? Okay, hang on. Let me look. Where is it? Okay. Alright, now try it. Now try speak. It should work now. If it doesn't, I'm gonna be a little annoyed. I gotta figure it out. It should work. Why aren't you doing what you're supposed to? The website says you should be doing this now. Hang on, we're gonna try this. Hang on. Hang on. Test. Did it work? It worked! Okay, so the test part worked. The test worked. Okay. Hi, Gabe. Okay, I have to figure out what's going on with this, because, like, part of this is really funny, is that it doesn't work properly. Okay, hang on. Huxley! Do what I said, young man. Oh my god. Okay, I gotta fuck around with this later then. Hang on. Hang on. Is it case sensitive? I swear if this is case sensitive, I'm going to shit. Oh my god. This better not have been case sensitive. Okay. Oh. Oh my god, it was! It was case sensitive! Hang on, let me refresh him. Oh my god, so I fixed it. I fixed it. It shouldn't be case sensitive anymore. Yeah, okay. No, you will not burn your brother. We're not doing that. You already set him on fire once. We're not having this again. There's a reason that he demands to keep the bomb lance, and it's not me. So, just so you guys know, and I will post the link here if I can. I am accepting new things for the Huck Speaks. So what we're gonna do, it's gonna be 2 truths and a lie, video game edition. So please submit some fun facts, and then one very fun fact because it's not fucking true. But also make sure to tell me which is which, please, because I am incredibly gullible and need to know. You know, my pals are very, like, depressed and shit. They're in the box and stuff. Like, so last week, when my stream computer shit out, I was trying to play this. And then it didn't work, obviously. But I still had to, like, put all of my pals away. Cat facts? Cat facts could be cool later. Okay, actually, okay, this is a good question. This is a good question. Do you guys want cat facts? Or do you guys want video game facts? Cats, video games. Cats, video game. What are we thinking? Why not both? Cause they're gonna have a theme. Because we're gonna do one and then we're gonna do the other. Like, they're gonna be on theme. Yes. All right. You know what? Fair. Then games. Okay. Cool. Okay. We'll do games first. Okay. Who's not starving and depressed? Basically fucking no one. Okay. Okay, we're just gonna do that for right now. And this, we'll put all of this in. And then... Okay. Okay. Cats and videos. So I can do one that's specifically just, like, cat stuff with video games, but, like, I don't know how useful that'll be. Like, there's not a lot I can do. I mean, or shit, maybe there is. Like, you guys can send me shit. Okay. Cat-themed video game facts. That's it. That's what we'll do then. I'll make a new channel, too, later. That is just, your guys' suggestions for facts to post in the Huck Speaks. Surprised they hold this stuff against you when the game isn't new. So the thing is that the server... Like, it's a live server for everyone. So it kind of just stays on all the time, is my understanding. It's just my... the liar? Oh my god, that'd be perfect. I can absolutely make one, Khajiit has wares if you have coin. I can do that.
Fish sounds good right now. Then again,
does it?
I'm a cat. Meow.
I mean, that's fair. Meow. Alright. I need to get someone else to do this, because this is getting really boring really fast. But I do need food for my pals. It's part of the problem. Minor fucking detail. Okay. I need someone who does fire who isn't fucking depressed. I don't know how likely that is. You. Oh my god, he's fuck huge. Oh my god. Oh my god, he's just vibing. Oh my god, he's so big. He's such a big boy. Alright, that's fine. Okay, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So, hang on. These two I can just put out because then they can eat. Yeah, I've got a fuckload that have depression. What am I supposed to do about the ones that have depression? Like, I can't keep curing their depression. Because it's really expensive. Like, it's really, really expensive. That's a lot of wood. Lamau. Okay. Now you know how I feel with you online people? Sir. Don't pretend you don't like it. I can't keep curing your You haven't had to cure my depression.
Have you heard of the game, Chants of Senna? It is a puzzle game that involves figuring out a made-up language lever with a squiggle next to it and you type lever.
I have not. What? You type... What? How does that work? No, I'm not just giving them berries. Oh my god, I have so many items. Oh my god, I have so much shit. I don't know how much stone I actually fucking need. I don't think it's this much though. Holy shit. Okay. Okay. I gotta like plant more farm shit. I'm pretty sure the berry plantation goes over here. Yeah. Hang on, I've got this. Hang on. So, no, I just don't really know how to play these games very well, but I do have fun with them. And I figure that's kind of the point, right? Is just have fun. Oh man. So chat, what are you guys up to soon? Cause got Valentine's Day coming up. Nacho and I will probably be streaming tomorrow. Haven't decided if we're doing the Final Fantasy XIV event or if we're gonna do Stranova or both. Because I've started playing Stranova recently and it's actually really fun. So that would be fun to play on stream too. There we go. There we go. No, hang on. I don't remember if I answered this. I'm not just giving them berries. Don't worry. Oh my god, I literally can't fucking see because of him. Are you fucking kidding? Oh my god. They're like right in the fucking middle. Can you move? There we go. Okay. 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 Fucking A, bro. Oh my god, like I literally can't. It literally will not let me. Oh, this is funny as hell. Okay. Ah! Dude, custom Game Boy Color sounds sick. Oh. Why am I
Mom, open your map.
What?
Do you see that? It's how many fucks I give.
You little shit.
You used to keyboard to figure out what people and signs are saying, and if you word is so what, close it, give it to you.
What? What? Has anyone ever gone so far as to look? What? Like what in the copy pasta? My brain is not fucking working properly. I can't process. Ooh, Will is doing a Valentine's Day stream. Nice, nice. Well, for what it's worth, you will always have the ability to spend Valentine's Day with your mom and dad, aka Nacho and I. Because we will probably be live doing things. This needs to be, like, redone.
Chants of Sennar is the name of the game. Check it out of camera.
Yeah, I'll check that out sometime. Okay, we're just gonna make this in a dumb way because I need to make it in a dumb... Okay, I guess we're not gonna make it in a dumb way. That's fine too. We'll put it over here, whatever. I'm trying to like figure out how to make like a farm, right? That's what you're supposed to do. You gotta get stuff for
butts.
Like the beginning of that sounded like a good bop, man. Like that was a beat. The beginning of that was a fucking beat, man. Why am I holding eggs and a chicken leg? To make things. This doesn't... Why? Why is that in my hand? None of this makes sense. I don't get it. Don't worry about it. I'm worried about it. How is it sticking? How is it just staying in there? Is it fucking magnets? Like, what the fuck? Like, I run and I have a pan in my hand. Peak housewife, I guess. Damn. Alright, that's okay. That's okay. Weirdly bugged from me cooking. It's funny as fuck, though. Yeah, let me see if it goes away. Let me see if I cook again, does it go away? Nope, nope, I'm just gonna have my pan out. I'm just gonna have my pan out today, let's go. Alright. This is so dumb. Okay, that's totally fine though. It's totally cool. One thing that I genuinely, like, want to figure out, I haven't been able to figure out how to actually, like, advance in this game in a way... Hang on, whoops. In a way that actually, like, works well. It's gonna become pansexual? No. No. Ooh, apparently I was mostly feeding them berries. My bad. I want to feed them tomatoes, but... Okay. Hopefully the bouquet item is still offered tomorrow. Why wouldn't it be? Tomorrow is Valentine's Day itself. Like, that's one thing that will never make sense to me, is when video games do, like, events for seasonals. And like, it doesn't actually, like, go, 17th is the last day, hell yeah. Like, for seasonal events, that's always confusing to me, is some games will do stuff that, like, is for the season, but then, like, don't actually have it on that day, so they'll do a Christmas event. But, like, actually on Christmas, it's not happening. Or, like, Valentine's Day. They'll do a Valentine's Day event, but it ends on the day. And it's like, why? That doesn't make sense. The ultimate goal of this game, so there's this journey stuff in the upper right-hand corner that's kind of behind the chat boxes that you can't see. That stuff, it's kind of just your general crafting survival game. Do shit is kind of the general idea. Yeah, Little Ladies Day is coming up. I know that's Girls' Day, I think it is in Japan. Yeah, so there's Valentine's Day and there's White Day. So if I remember correctly, in Japan, the concept is that one day the girls give stuff to the guys, and then later, like a month later, the guys give stuff to the girls in return. If I remember correctly. Like, it's kind of a reciprocal thing. That's why it's kind of cute. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Valentine's Day
I'm
is
the
for...
scat cat. Ski by dibby dibby da dub dub yo da dub dub ski by dibby dibby yo da dub dub yo da dub dub. I'm the scat man. Ski by dibby dibby yo da dub dub yo da dub dub ski by dibby dibby yo da dub dub yo da dub dub bar da barbie bop bo.
Was that actually like under the limit? Because there's a 250 character limit. That's actually amazing. I don't know why, but the line "I'm the scat man" just reminds me of "I'm the trash man" from Always Sunny. I'm the trash man. Go around throwing trash around the ring. You know what? Yeah, you do that. There we go. Okay. I don't know how much money I have. It's not a lot, though. Let me see if I have anything upstairs. Okay. Let's see. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Okay. So let's take a look. Who all do I have with me, actually? A lot of people. Okay. Gives girls the opportunity to be the one hunting. Yeah, no, I get you. Oh, wait, I went the wrong way. Fuck. What's I looking for? Oh! I remember now. Okay, hang on. I fucking remember now. I don't have one of these around, I don't think. Which is kind of its own problem. I'm pretty sure I need one of these. There we go, okay. Oh! Hi, Dorn! The fuck, why is Dorn here? There we go. What the fuck? I mean, Dorn, I don't know if you want to play that game. Sir. I have a firearm. Dorn, what the fuck? Oh my gosh, that's so fucking funny. Oh. Oh shit, thank you. I'm gonna go put this in the incubator. Let's fucking go. I just got a gun. That was so great. What the fuck? I just saw it. Did you just throw my bird? What the fuck, Dor? Leave my bird alone! Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh, hang on. Okay, sorry, I had to see something. Oh my god, that's fucking funny. What the fuck? I think Dorn wants to fight me. I don't know why. Why don't I just shoot? Because here's the thing. It doesn't matter if I shoot him. We're on the same team, so it's not gonna do anything. my human died away. No. Oh my god! Oh my gosh, he's stuck. It's okay, buddy, I got you. Oh god. He is actually stuck. Oh my gosh, like he's harvesting supposedly. Okay. Okay. Doran, you broke my bird! Oh shit! Oh my god, you broke it! Oh my god, that is the funniest shit. Oh my gosh. What the fuck, Dor? Okay,
it's not a crime against humanity if you have the Pokemon carry out the orders.
Damn, that's dark. Like, probably more true than a lot of people want to admit, but that's also very dark. Alright. Alright. I know kind of what I need to do. I need to shoot him in the head. Him too. There we go. Okay. 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 Now. Fuck! Anymore. I think sticking animals on other people is still a crime. I don't know! I don't know about that. Have I enslaved any humans yet? No. No, I have not. Hi, Super Game Sniper. I have not. I have not captured any humans yet. I have very weird personal feelings about that. Oh my god, he's just breakdancing on top of the fucking pillbox! Holy shit, Dorn. Yoshi has no sound. Oh, thank you. I didn't realize that my Vignon audio was muted. Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah, see, I need these high-grade medical supplies and I have no idea how to get them. It gets weird, oh no. Oh, that is very weird.
Yeah.
That just reminds me of, I remember hearing about the original, like, Pokemon series and how weird it got. Like, with shit like James having boobs. It's just like, what? Why? For what purpose? Like, why? Huh? James loved to cross. It's true. James did cross-dress a lot. Like,
Hey
I totally see
guys,
that.
did you
But-
know that in terms of human companionship, Flareon is objectively the most huggable Pokemon?
Flareon.
While their maximum temperature is likely too much for most, they are capable of controlling it, so they can set themselves to the perfect.
That's adorable, though. I forget what this is. Oh, okay, it's potato seeds. Okay. I mean, there's a lot of violence. Jeez. That's crazy. Arbok gets fucking decapitated. What the fuck, dude? Damn. Okay. Does anyone remember if there's... Oh, Dorn left. No! I'm in your walls! Oh my god, are you? Are you actually in my walls? That's impressive, actually. Like, you... Good job. That was actually very impressive. Dude, the Pokemon stuff gets fucking crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have a question for those of you who have played this game. If I put a PAL box down, right? And it overlaps with this one.
Fun fact, Jesse and James canonically have a kid in the manga.
What? No, I don't believe that. Will they like travel from place to place or no? They do? Okay. Oh, I need wood. Okay. Because that was a big thing, was I want to know if I can like connect the bases into like a one big base. And there's Dorn doing his best Spider-Man cosplay. Keep it up. Oh no, what nonsense is he saying? What did he say? Oh my god, Dorn. Shut up. Okay. Let's do some shit over here. A loose adaptation of the anime. Interesting. Okay, okay. Close to another base. Yeah, see, it'll be right next door to that one. I don't think I like that though. I'll move it over here. This feels like a good spot for it, at least. Okay, it goes to there. Goes out there. How far out here does it go? Okay. Yeah, I want to scoot it back a little more. Okay, we're close. Zach, hello! Nice to see you, my dude. Hello, hello. It has been a moment. Life has been kind of kicking my ass a little bit. But it is a pleasure to see you. Always awesome to see you. There we go, that feels more right. Yeah, that actually is pretty good. I like that. Hell yeah, okay. Okay. There we go. That's the other thing, is that... Isn't there like cross storage? I swear there was. I don't remember exactly now. That's okay. Alright, let's head back over here. The biggest issue I'm running into right now with all of my pals and stuff is explicitly that, like, I can't get to a point where no one is starving and, like, no one hates their life. Which is its own problem. I feel like this is what the essence condenser is supposed to be for. Because then all the depressed pals I can just... Yeah, no, unfortunately my PC kind of took a dump a little while ago, but thanks to a local repair place and a new SSD, things are better. Wow, I hate that placement. You know, it's one of those things that, unfortunately, this PC, so for those of you who don't know, I have a 2-PC setup. And a part of that 2-PC setup is I have a computer that basically does everything of pushing, like, the stream, operating my model and everything. So that computer is close to a decade old. It is 9 years old. And probably will need some sort of extra upgrade soon. But we replaced the SSD, so it at least is functioning properly. Hey, Mouse, nice to see you, dude. We are figuring out what the fuck we're doing with Palworld today. So I have builder pals at the base. Number one, everyone's asleep. But number two, I'm sure I have some around. This kind of goes back to the everyone is depressed or dying issue. So I gotta figure out what to do with that. Like, that's the biggest issue. And I need to find horns, which isn't great. I have an idea of where those might... I remember there was the settlement over here that I would go to all the time to go buy stuff from. Oh my gosh, I can't see. Everything's confused. Let's try. Woo! Button! Hello! Let me give you a shout out here in a second. I gotta get the other keybird. Hello, hello! In case we haven't had the pleasure of meeting, hello. My name is Martyr. I'm your new cat-eared mom friend. Welcome, welcome. How was 9 Souls, 4 Butts? Make sure if you guys haven't already, go give 4 Button the follow. Fuck oldage. 48 months. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Freedom. Oh my god. It's crazy to see how many of you guys, like, we're coming up on, like literally 4 years. Literally fucking 4 years. Oh my gosh. Woo! There we go. We got another, oh, we got a hype trade coming in. Let's go. Thank you for 47 months. See what I mean? See what I mean? So many fucking people, dude. It is crazy to see. Thank you, you guys. Like, you guys are amazing. That's right, let me... I have a lot of shit I can sell, too. That's part of it, too. Had to refresh. No worries, no worries. That's all for 261. That's fine. We're really close to a hype train. Let's fucking go. You guys have gotten me close to a hype train. Like, we got a hype train last time. And we're really close to one this time. Thank you so much, you guys. You guys are crazy. It's always really cool. I super duper appreciate that. There we go. I just gotta figure out how I want to organize everything. Everyone's awake. Wish I could join the server, bring my unethical items. Oh god. Okay, cool. They can work on it. I can get items and sell them. I have so much shit to sell. Like, I feel like all of the leftover stone and shit that I have, I could absolutely sell. Also had to refresh, but yeah, beat 9 Souls. Nice, dude! I'm so glad to hear it. Okay. We'll do 3 stacks of each, I think is good. Like, there's so much crap. Oh my god. Okay. I have a shitload over. It's so good. Nice. Okay, I'm glad it's on my list. Because for those of you who don't know, I do intend on trying to play 9 Souls at some point this year. The keyword there is try. 4 Buttons is, like, actually really good at, like, really difficult games. So if even he was struggling with it, I don't feel like I'm gonna have much luck with it. But you know what? You know what? We're gonna try it anyway. You're patient, not good. I mean, that's part of it, though. Part of the being good is making sure that you're patient enough. Because, I don't have that kind of patience, as Elden Ring has kind of taught us. Like, I'm reasonable at it. I get that. But also, I don't like how long I have to sit around and wait. This is like, oh, you gotta wait for an opening. It's like, or I can just beat him with a stick over and over and create my own opening. With blackjack and hookers. Your Steam Deck parts shipped? Hell yeah! That's exciting! I feel, is Nine Souls on Game Pass? I swear I thought it was on Game Pass. There we go. And then let's see, bye. What's the max? 53? All right. We don't need to do that many, but I didn't realize I basically have like an infinite money thing going right now, which actually makes things a lot easier than I expected. You want heavy weapon, you can make your own openings. That's fair. Is that what I should have done this whole time? But the problem with that then is that like it's the really slow movement, and I struggle with slow movements. Slow movement speed is not my friend. Okay. What I'm gonna do real fast is all of these guys are gonna go back in. Everyone's gonna get put away except for the one person working on medicine. Because I need that. Sort. Alright. I'm gonna take out everyone who's starving and depressed and feed them. And then give them medicine. And we'll work on that from there. Let me go back over here. I forgot. I actually put all of them in here. Okay, hang on. Strong build is slower attacks. That's the issue I run into, is I don't know if I could do slower attacks. Because doing slower attacks means I have to plan more, and I'm very much like... If watching me play other games is any indication, I don't do a lot when it comes to, like, blocking and... Like, oh, but you have to time it right. No, I'm not gonna time it right. I'm going to time it... Beat him to death. That is the timing of it, is just beat him to a fucking pulp. So, like... That's an option. There we go. I'm too impatient. The whole thing is you're supposed to, like, wait for openings and stuff. And I'm like, but I don't have that kind of time. I don't have that kind of patience. I want to beat the snot out of him now. And, like, if there's a harder version I can learn of that fight, then cool, that's fine. But also, meh.
Speaking of Palworld, did you see the news? 22 out of 23
Yep.
of the Nintendo claims have been denied in their lawsuit. Fuck
We were talking about that.
TBH.
We were talking about that earlier, and I'm actually really glad to hear that. Because, so, I love Nintendo. A lot of you know I have, like, a relationship with Nintendo, right? And that is a Stockholm relationship. I don't know why the dog is barking. And so part of the thing of that is I love Nintendo, but I have forgiven them for too many things too much. But one of the things that I genuinely cannot stand is the patenting of gameplay mechanics. That absolutely drives me up a fucking wall. I cannot abide by the idea of patenting specific game mechanics. Wait, sprinting? Wait, okay, so what patent for sprinting did they apparently win? Like, what the fuck? That's so fucking weird.
Murder!
What?
Murder! I invented a new thing.
What?
Running fast.
Well, damn. Even the dog is like, this is bullshit. I don't know, how does he recover from major injury? I don't remember how to do that. Like, it's crazy. Don't deny that any other company. Oh no, I agree. I agree. I feel like part of the issue is Nintendo got too big for their britches. Because Nintendo has always been really litigious. Or, I forget if that's the way that's said. I don't fucking care though. You know what I mean though. Nintendo's done this shit a lot. And like, if I remember correctly, and I know other companies have done this shit. So one of the things, and the thing that actually made me think of this, I think it was Capcom that did this, where it was mini games in loading screens were patented explicitly to make sure that other companies couldn't use them. Oh, that was Namco? Thank you. That pissed me off. That that makes me so mad. Genuinely. So like when that patent expired, I was like, fucking good, fuck them. And I think that's part of where I come from with all of this, is that like genuinely I understand that other companies are going to do this, but it feels like it was such a egregious and gratuitous way of going about it that I'm just like, no, I can't get behind that. Like, Ninty, I love you for a lot of things, but like, this is one of those things I can't forgive. And I know they don't give a fuck if I forgive them explicitly or fucking whatever, but it's also, it kind of taints the way that I look at them as a company. Because, I don't know, just that sort of thing, it's just like a personal standpoint that I'm just like, I can't with that. That feels really wrong. Bigger problem with patent law. That's true. I think that's one of the issues that I have generally, is just like the ability to patent things like that. Like destroys any competition. It really kind of gets rid of any sense of competition at that point. And that by itself, I think, is a huge, huge problem. Okay, how do I fix a major injury? Okay, someone who's played Palworld. How do I fix a major injury? Oh yeah, I remember the React shit. Oh my god, that was the stupidest thing. Candy Crush's parent company tried to patent the word candy. That's unfortunately also not surprising. That's one of the things about a lot of this stuff, is this stuff isn't surprising. It's just really unfortunate. That's the big thing that I always get from this stuff, is I'm not surprised when these things happen. I'm just disappointed. Oh, that was a patent troll on the Edge one. That's fair. I know like edge was a word that was used a lot back in like the 2000s though, because like the cutting edge and like all that sort of shit was something that like people were really using a lot, or like on the edge of technology, or like just like weird shit like that. So like that was something that was just always kind of used, for better or for worse. Hang on, I'm looking at something. I got like 6 emails at once. I was like, what the fuck? So, hang on. I gotta finish this. Bleeding Edge. Oh god, right? No, there was... The 2000s was a very special time. I do miss it. I do. There's certain parts of it that I don't, though. You ran a magazine called Edge. Oh. Oh, is that? Oh! I remember that lawsuit. The Mirror's Edge one? I totally fucking remember that. For what it's worth, Plasma, when it comes to Nintendo specifically on this shit, for me, it's because I've defended Nintendo doing a lot of really dumb shit. I remember when the Switch like first came out, a lot of people were like, "Oh, it's so underpowered. Oh, it's so dumb." And like, I was a stalwart defender of the Switch, like when it first was announced and like came out. And so like I've always like really loved Nintendo and what they do, but I'm also running into a thing where it's just like I can't forgive a lot of what they do at this point. Okay, I'll try making this one. I don't know if this is gonna do. I have no idea how to heal a major injury. Like, I just see major injury, and I'm just like, okay. What do you want me to do? I can't stab you with drugs to make you better. What do you want? Okay, let's see if this one works. The shield tablet nerd. Oh my god. That was the funny part of it too, was it was basically a shield tablet, but like one of the things that Nintendo will always have is their first party IPs. Can I sort by status? No. Good. Yeah, their legal department can get bandages. I'll try that. Remember when Nintendo tried to sue Blockbuster Video over game rentals? No! That doesn't surprise me though, unfortunately. Like, that's one of those things that it's like, yeah, actually, I can see it. And then reprinting manuals. Okay. Boomer Soapbox here. Like, manuals need to make a comeback. Where the fuck is that turtle? Was it actually him? Okay, it might have been him. Whatever. Remember the game Ingress? Oh god, I loved that game, and then it turned out it was being used for like weird shit. Like, if I remember correctly, it was like doing like AI training. Or like they're using like location data from it. It was like fucky. It was really fucky. And I was not a fan. These I'll sell. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What do you think the information data you do? So the thing is some companies have what's called ethics. Not many, but some do. Let's go sell shit. Wait, what do you mean strike first policy? Wait, I'm confused. What? What do you mean? Oh yeah, so, no, so Ingress became Pokemon, like, so Niantic used the information from Ingress to create Pokemon Go. But then later on, the information used from both Niantic and Pokemon Go was contributing to, like, machine learning stuff. Like, that very specifically had to do with, like, reading people's, like, location data. I remember this being, like, a really big thing. I don't remember the details of it. But I remember it being a thing where people are actually, like, genuinely upset at, like, the way that their information was being handled. It's like, I get. There we go. Like, it was all fucky, because I remember playing Ingress. I actually really liked Ingress. I thought it was a neat concept. And so when Niantic came out with Pokemon Go, I was like, oh, that's really cool too. I wonder how that'll be. And then it was okay. All right, Mouse. I'm not gonna get into that convo because, yeah. But no, Niantic did really cool shit with Ingress, and then it kind of went to shit. And that's the thing that made me kind of sad about it. I gotta remember, like, who I have for what. I want people to take actual action and not just bitch and moan on the internet. I'm with you on that. One of the issues that you run into is the question of what does actual action look like? Because for some people, actual action, like, it'll look different. Want the SMT game to be like Pokemon Go. Dude, the SMT mobile game seems so fucking sick. I'm trying to remember who I've made stuff for. I know Surfant. Please Punk can work at night. Okay. So Vanworm and King Paka are two I should work for. I think I might actually be able to. The worst part is like the Pokemon Go avatars looked really cool and they could have gone somewhere with them, but they just didn't. Surfant. Calamari. Let's see. Singing with a friend. Yeah. I still am really sad about what happened with the Wii U, because I thought it was a really neat concept that just didn't get handled properly. Like, I really liked the idea of it. Have that. Watering. You have watering 3, you have watering 2. Oh. Yeah, that should be good. We'll do one more watering. There we go. Planting. Do the. There we go. Okay. That's planting. I don't think we need electricity. Name should have been different. I agree. The problem with the Wii U being called the Wii U is people thought that it was just another version of the Wii. And that created its own problems. Because people need to be able to differentiate the product, and they couldn't. That was the problem. Okay, we'll put it at that for right now. Because I can break these down and start building that stuff at the other site. I think one of the things when it comes to stuff like the Switch 2 and whatever is that they call things the way that they do because of marketing. Unfortunately, cool names can't really be a thing anymore because of people being unable to recognize product when it doesn't have the same name as previous. So people are creatures of habit, and if they don't see the same name that they're used to, they're going to think that whatever it was that they were looking for isn't there. And so they're going to want to like see things that they are familiar with. And if they don't see something they're familiar with, then they're going to assume that what it is that they're looking for isn't there. Like, it probably would have been better for the Vita to be called the PSP2. Because then probably more people would have gotten it. I think Vita is too esoteric of a name for people to, like, really be into it. think I need to go sell more stuff because my dudes are getting hungry. So I'm gonna take this stuff. We're gonna go check stacks again. Super Switch would have been better. I could see that. We didn't have that earlier problem console generations. So one thing that's kind of happened that I find really interesting is kind of a dumbing down of technology. And what I mean by that is a lot of people don't really know how to use things such as PCs anymore. Even just the concept of a PC is kind of foreign to some people. Excuse me, choked on my own spit. And just like the way that you use a PC is foreign to them. Which comes with its own perils and problems, obviously. Because people need to know how to operate a fucking computer. Part of the big issue is, at least in my opinion, is we went way too hard into quote-unquote user-friendly stuff that ended up leading to people not understanding the technology that they're using. And that's just its own fundamental problem. And it has nothing to do with normies or anything like that. Like, I remember being in school and people knowing how to use computers. Like, it's not... It's a bigger issue that I think has happened when it comes to trying to make things easier to use. Has also kind of minimized the need for people to use their brains effectively. I mean, we're already seeing studies that are showing that people utilizing ChatGPT actually like diminishes their brain's ability to process complex thought, like long term. So basically, the more someone uses AI or ChatGPT to like generate stuff for them or to answer questions for them, the less critical thinking they end up using. Dude, bachans? Okay, freedom. I'm gonna get back to that in a sec. I need to address what Woozy said, but I have a recipe for you with that shit. So, I agree with you 100% that one of the biggest issues with the Vita was the memory cards. I will never fucking forgive Sony for what they did to the Vita, because they could have saved it and they chose not to, because saving it, they'd use the proprietary memory cards. That was the problem. Like, it is bad in that sense. What's the max? Ooh, that's a lot. Okay. I don't need to do the max. Okay. Same for the PSP, yeah. Also, I think the thing is technology got dumbed down to the lowest user, but the problem ended up being is that the lowest user even then still didn't want to learn how to use it. So it was less about it being a functional piece of technology and more about it being quote unquote simple to use, even if that simplicity was at the sacrifice of functionality. That was one of the things that I found really interesting when looking into a lot of this. Oh, this happened way before TikTok. So this is the thing, is this started with Facebook. Like, I will die on that hill. This started with Facebook. Like, this is something that has been happening for so much longer than just TikTok. I don't feel like TikTok would have the holdover things that it does had previous UIs from other companies not gone as hardcore to shit as they did. We've had talks about that, about the enshittification of the internet and the enshittification of technology. That has existed since the 2000s. I genuinely would argue that has existed since iPhones started. I would disagree with the colored Macintosh thing, because the colored Macintoshes were primarily for just kind of general use. They weren't supposed to be for power user use, if I remember correctly. But there are other things that were supposed to be for power user use that ended up just being dumbed down for Mac. Like, I remember, like being told when I was younger, like I grew up on Windows, right? And so I remember like having to use a Mac at school and being frustrated there was no right click. And I remember my teachers going to me and being like, no, it's a good thing there's no right click. It's less complicated. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, that's the thing. It's shit like that. Or like, the fact that you can't do as much customization to your phone on like an iPhone versus an Android. It's just, it's so fucking crazy. I'm just trying to find a place to fucking put my food. It's the anti-competitive behavior that got them into schools in the first place. My understanding is what got them into schools in the first place is literally them donating the computers to the schools to create computer labs. Like, it was a marketing gimmick on Apple's part, which, smart one, but still a marketing gimmick. Hot take, make it legal to slap someone for being stupid. Mouse, a reminder that anything that you want used against other people will be used against you. You don't want that, I assure you. Like, that's one thing I need all of you guys to be, like, really aware of, is, like, other things that you think that can be used against other people can and will be turned around against you. Like, that's how the principle of the thing works, of, like, it's not that simple. We keep a lot of people from speaking. Are you sure? Are you sure? Because I'll put it this way, Mouse. You keep talking. The thing is genuinely, you're going to do better with having a conversation with people than violence. And the sooner that people understand that violence is literally a last resort thing when conversation isn't being heard, that's what happens. Like, conversation is the most important, the communication is the most important, and the reason that violence comes about is due to lack of communication or communication not being heard. Yes. Yeah. 4 button. I know that one. Best to be thought the fool and keep your mouth shut than to open it and remove all doubt. Like, and that's the thing, is definitely, like, keeping in mind, like, things that are used against people you don't like or your enemies or whatever you want to call them will come back to bite you in the ass. So that's the reason to, like, treat everyone kindly, treat everyone properly. Like, treat everyone, golden fucking rule, guys. We learned this in elementary school. Treat other people the way you want to be treated. Do you want to be called the R word? Do you want to be called, like, a dumb shit? Do you want to be called all of these fucking things? Pretty sure you don't, so don't fucking do it to other people. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing, is, like, we just need to fucking go back to the basics of the fucking golden rule. Of treat other people the way that you want to be treated. And if you can't do that, that's your own fucking problem. That's a personal problem. Like, I don't know. I've seen a lot of people just being really shitty and mean for, like, no fucking reason. And, like, I'll put up with a lot of shit. But also, I'm not gonna put up with people being mean for the sake of being mean just because they think it's funny. Like, y'all know me. I have a pretty wicked sense of humor. Like, I love an irreverent joke or two. But I also understand that there's a time and a place. And I also understand that, like, we need to be aware that other people are still people, even if we disagree with them, even if they don't agree with us, like, whatever. Like, human beings are human beings. And I think that's something that a lot of people end up kind of forgetting sometimes, is that, like, especially with the internet, like, I'll put it this way, I've seen some combo about this, and I think it's really fucking real, is, some motherfuckers have forgotten about, like, the fact that they can get their shit kicked in real life. Some people have forgot that they can run their mouth online, But if you see that person in real life, are you going to run your mouth that way? Probably not. Because there's actual fucking consequences when you run your mouth like that in real life. Like, that's the thing. And I guess, like, that's the thing for me, is I don't say shit online that I wouldn't say in real life. Hey, Blood, speaking of people running their mouths, what's up, broski? Stop spending antidepressants on powder. This is why I don't run my mouth online. Yeah, like, part of the thing is, I live by the saying, treat everyone like they can kill you. I run by the rule of an armed society is a polite society. Like, we all should do our best to ensure that we are doing well for our community and our neighbor. But, a phrase that, I know I'm fond of, and Nacho is also fond of, is speak softly, carry a big stick. Is be kind, speak softly, speak kindly, but, you know, if people aren't willing to listen to kindness and graciousness, be willing to back it up. That's really what it comes down to. Last Elden Ring VOD isn't up on Twitch. It should be up on YouTube. If there's an issue with the YouTube one, let me know. Yeah, it's one of those things of, like, genuinely, I understand the idea of, like, wanting to talk shit. I understand, like, I just, it's crazy. Oh yeah, okay, thank you, Freedom. So I saw this really, really awesome recipe where it was making yaki onigiri and brushing the outside of it with that fucking barbecue sauce. Ugh, it looks so fucking good. I want to try that. Like, Nacho and I went out and bought, like, 2 bottles of that barbecue sauce specifically to try that. Hang on, let me see. I think part of the problem is with the way I'm gonna criticize the internet. With the way that the internet runs, a lot of us, like, well, us, like, here, most of us here are probably in our 20s, 30s, 40s, right? So a lot of us grew up knowing that there is, like, someone on the other side of that screen, right? There are a lot of people that grew up and, like, when they talk to people online, it was just a screen. There wasn't another person. They didn't have a face to put to the username. They didn't have a name or a voice to put to the username. And so it made it that much easier for people to just be shitty. You know, I remember in, like, the mid-aughts, there were, like, the PSAs of, remember, there's someone on the other side of the screen. Like, we had to be reminded, like, that's another human being. And I think that disconnection and that separation from just other people has led to a lot of people forgetting, like, that people are people. Like, they are still deserving of kindness and respect regardless of whether you agree with them or not. Like, I do my best to still show respect and kindness to people even if I disagree with them. The worst that I will do is say, I really disagree with you. I think what you're saying is fucking stupid. And walk away. But it's not my place to, like, explicitly say whether or not someone's ideals are correct or not. It's their actions are going to show that. And most of the time when I see people who are, like, behaving by their actions and doing good things, it's people who do abide by, like, the golden rule of, like, making sure that they treat people well because that's what you're supposed to fucking do. I think that also reminded people that insults coming at them on the screen are from actual people. And I think that's the thing, though, is there's this weird fucked up thing that some people have where it's like a tit for tat thing. So let me explain. This probably sounds really dumb, but let me explain. Right, Jet? I saw, like, the best summary of this was back in the 2000s. It was don't tell anyone your name and don't meet anyone from the internet. And now it's tell your first name to a stranger and get in their car. So by the golden rule, I should want to shit post and make up memes about me. Yeah. I mean, if you want there to be if you want shit post and memes, yeah. No, and that's fair. And everything you guys are saying is like really fucking fair, honestly. Like, I think one thing that happened, and let me, because ADD kicking in, yo. There was one time when I was playing Awesome Knots. Like, who here fucking remembers Awesome Knots? There was one time that I was playing Awesome Knots with Nacho, and while we were playing, someone was just being really fucking rude to us. Like, and it was like the first like month or two that we had been playing. So Awesome Knots was a free-to-play MOBA that had like a Saturday morning cartoon theme. It was from a side, not from a top-down. It was really fun. I really, really enjoyed playing it. They had a lot of struggles when it came to like actually like succeeding as a game. It shut down service a little while ago, unfortunately. But like, I really, really enjoyed it. And one of the things about it was when I was playing with Nacho, there were these people being really fucking rude. And we're like, what the fuck, bro? Like, why are you being mean? Like, why are you being shitty like this? And their response was, well, 'cause people were like this to us. No, it wasn't that they were tilted. Like, hang on. Like, no. Like, there's like an actual thing to this. Their whole thing was, well, people were shitty to us when we first started playing. So we get to be shitty to other people because that's just how it goes. And it was a really weird microcosm of like the perpetuation of abuse to an extent. Like, whether that abuse be like just like people being shitty or whatever, but the point being is like these were people that were subjected to people being really shitty because they were new. And because people were shitty to them. Yeah, literally, exactly, Brian. I suffered, so everyone else must suffer too. When it's a team game, that was the thing that was so confusing to us. It was like, we're on your team. Like, we are working together and you're being like this. So like, what do you want from us? And literally it was for us to suffer. And that's the thing that always fucks with me about this sort of stuff is I cannot for the life of me imagine being so miserable that I want everyone else to suffer the exact same way that I do. Like, I literally, my mind cannot wrap itself around that. I don't know how to. Like, my brain cannot actually cannot comprehend the idea of people being like that. So I never played Toontown, but I did see the commercials. Because you've never hit rock bottom? That's not true, actually. I have been places. I have seen shit. I have had shit. I've had a lot of shit happen in my life. And the irony is regardless of what the fuck has happened to me in my life, I've never wanted to treat people badly like that. Regardless of how much I was abused, regardless of how much I was bullied, regardless of the assaults and harassment I went through, like, I've never wanted to treat people that way. So it's always dumbfounding to me when other people do. And I understand, like, there's some naivety to that. But it's also something that just, like, I genuinely don't know how to wrap my brain around it. I mean, again, like, maybe it's just me being naive. Maybe it's just me being silly and like, oh, well, you know, there's good in everyone. Like, all that sort of shit. But, oh, hey, Kate, nice to see you. Yeah. And I think that's the big thing with me and like having this community is, put bluntly, I know how awful the world can be. I know how awful people can be. I know how much the world can fucking suck. But I also know that the only way that the world stops sucking is if we personally do something about it. The only way that the world can stop sucking is if we personally, like, put ourselves into it to try and help make sure it doesn't suck. There's not much else we can do other than, again, like, be the change that you want to see. What's the best way to make sure you're not cold and hungry? Take from the guy who has more food. And that's the thing is no. No, I refuse.
It's power. It feels good to have power. When
Yes
people
and no.
are insulted, the person insulting them has power over them and they feel powerless. So in their mind they rationalize subconsciously, if I do this I can have power over other people, and it feels G.
See, that's true to an extent. The problem is, though, is usually that pursuit of power is explicitly due to them being disempowered in other ways. So usually that pursuit of power comes because they feel they don't have power within their own life in some form. So they pursue power financially, or they pursue power through politics. Basically, the whole idea being that someone who is happy with their life does not necessarily explicitly go for the pursuit of power. Because usually
First
someone...
you get the sugar. Then you get the power. Then you get the bitches.
Damn. But usually someone who is happy with their life isn't hungry for power. That's the big thing. And the Hannibal movies are okay. Yeah, and that's the thing is I don't want to be a keyboard warrior, but also like I'm not willing to just sit around and let people be shitty because they feel like being shitty. Like, that's why I curate, like, here and, like, the Discord and all of the spaces that I control the way that I do. Is because I'm fine with bans. I'm fine with jokes. I'm fine with edgy humor.
And being anonymous gives people the power to do or be terrible.
It's true. And I guess the thing that makes me sad about this is that I do genuinely believe in the power of humanity and the power of people. And I genuinely believe that if given the time and ability, people will choose to do good. But they can only do so if they are set up with the means to be able to not only do good for themselves, but also do good for others. And the idea of making sure that you personally are taken care of before you take care of others is fine. I get that. But also, when you aren't able to take care of yourself, it disincentivizes you from trying to take care of others in your community. And that lack of community is one of the big things that's actually kind of like fucked up our spaces. Like, the inability to actually have a community to go to has really fucked up a lot of socialization in people. It was Manhunter Red Dragon was the remake. Ah, I got you. Okay. So I think part of the thing when it comes to power is a very important driving force for a lot of people, but it's not the only one. I think one thing that's really important to remember is that as a driving force, power has a lot of draw, but it also has a lot of setbacks. I really think that that's what Monsters Inc. is about, honestly. So with Monsters Inc., the whole point is that they need to get kids to scream and scare them, so that way they can have power. Like, they can, like, power their cities. But it's terrifying, and it hurts the kids, and, like, it's a really big problem. But they learn that by being funny, they actually generate more power from the kids' laughter as opposed from their screams. And so I think the biggest thing there is the argument is that, again, being kind does so much more than being fucking rude or mean. Hang on. Oh my gosh, you guys are like talking really fast, and I really appreciate it. I'm also just really bad at like seeing all this stuff.
Right, you should watch Manhunter and then Red Dragon, both good movies, both very different despite being almost the exact same movie for 90% of it.
Fair. I think the big thing, and again, there's probably some naivety to this, and I totally accept that, is at the very end of the day, most people just want to live their life comfortably.
The moral of the story is, Be nice to the
Hang on real
secretary.
fast. What is happening
She's an
with this?
undercover agent. And file your paperwork. Mao.
Wait, what paperwork? Fuck, what paperwork? Was I supposed to file it in triplicate? Shit. Oh, fuck me. I am dressed very wrong for this. I am very not dressed properly for this. Oh, God. Fair. No, I don't want to, like, be on my high horse or anything. The big thing for me is that genuinely, I do believe in, like, the goodness of people. I do believe that genuinely everyone, like, in their heart of hearts wants to do good for other people. But it's whether or not we're able to, whether or not we're allowed to a certain extent, just due to the circumstances of life and the circumstances of the way everything gets treated. Hang on. So I think one of the things that's really difficult is to really keep in mind those things. Especially because a lot of people are unhealed. A lot of people, like, have their own problems. And that's fine. But they just need to not take them out on other people. Like, that's the big issue I always see. No, and that's sick, actually. Plasma.
Fun fact: Monster Incorporated was one of the many movies to have to be edited in the wake of 9/11.
What? Wait, seriously? Oh shit, I didn't know that. Lilo and Stitch was another. The one edit that I've seen recently of Lilo and Stitch that made me sad is the one where Lilo is running away from Nani and she runs into the dryer. Yeah, they cut that. They edited that out. And that makes me a little sad. Because that shit was funny. Yeah, so she doesn't... Yeah, they edited the dryer out and changed it to something else. I think it was like a pizza box over something. It was like a pizza box lid or something. Yeah, so they edited the dryer out because they didn't want to encourage kids to, like, get in the dryer. I want both good for everyone else, yet wouldn't mind watching the world burn. I won't lie, I'm a little in the same boat. I desperately want to see the world do well. I desperately want to see everyone be happy and all that. I also understand that that is naive to an extent. And that's why I feel like community is really important, but making sure your community, like, is open and welcoming. That's why, like, I like making sure this community is as open and welcoming as it is because, like, that's genuinely what I believe, is that you need to have open, welcome communities to make sure that, you know, you have that community. No one is an island. And you need to have someone in your court. Like, someone on your side. And sometimes that someone is just an internet friend, right? Sometimes that someone is just someone that you can text and just be like, bro, my day fucking sucked.
And now for something completely different.
Wait.
Does anyone plan to take a trip to Epic Universe theme park in Florida in May?
No. Anyway. So, that's why, like, genuinely, I do my best to make sure that this community is as open and welcoming to as many people as possible. And there's some people that don't like that. But also, okay, find a different community then. Mine's not for you. Like, I don't like the idea of, like, just having to accept people who are mean for the sake of it. Because that's not okay. Like, I understand jokes. I like a good ha-ha myself here and there. But the biggest thing is you have to make sure that, like, your joke is hitting properly. And sometimes that doesn't happen. Which is fine. Is that a Suicune snake? No! Thought an interesting chart offered the fundamental differences. So what's interesting to me about that chart is, so that thing that you're talking about, Kate, basically talks about the extent to which people care about things outside of themselves and what immediately affects them. And what I find really interesting about that is there's a thing that I've seen of people who care, like, who have, like, a larger locus of care outside of their individual family units, I guess I would say, being made fun of for it.
I am thirsty for real. Ultimatepower.net.
.net. And so my thing is I struggle. Oh yeah, no, this big pal, good big. I struggle to feel like I have to. I don't know. It's one of those things that I don't lose out on anything by being kind to people outside of my family or outside of my community. I don't lose anything by opening my community to more people who wish to be good parts of that community. Right, Pavlov? It's so fucking true. Like, if you want to be a good person, like, then do that. And if you're gonna be a good person, then awesome. Like, you're welcome. And there's a lot of different definitions of a good person. Because sometimes a good person is someone who just sits and listens. Sometimes a good person is someone who goes out and fights for what they believe in. Like, there's a lot of different definitions. But I genuinely personally believe that the best definition that everyone can agree on is someone who cares about other people. I'm way more cautious around strangers. Oh, trust me, I've received my fair share of comments and things. Like, I've received threats. Like, it's not like I haven't had my own shit go down. But also, to an extent, there comes a point where it's like, if I have people being that shitty towards me, like, then that's not on me. So the thing is, it doesn't change based off of your value set, because there's some certain, like, ingrained sorts of things that we as human beings understand are kind of common decency, like not to kill each other and not to sleep with people's wives and stuff. Like, a lot of them too kind of tend to have kind of some Judeo-Christian roots in the Ten Commandments and things like that. But there are things that have generally kind of been agreed upon by civil society for hundreds of years. So part of the thing is you're correct, but only to a certain extent. Like, it goes farther than that. If you stop it there, yeah, it makes sense. But if you take it farther than that, that kind of collapses. See, and Kate, so that's one of the things that I was talking about previously that I think I was talking about before you got here, is we were talking about kind of the spectrum between communication and violence, and how a lack of being heard leads to violence. And sometimes it's hard to tell when you are the problem or when you're not the problem because of a lack of communication. And ideally, it is the responsibility of the other adult in the conversation to tell you whether or not you are doing something wrong. But unfortunately, we also kind of have this weirdly hyper-individualized way that people like to go about things, where if they're okay, then everything's fine. If, you know, it doesn't, like, facilitate healthy communication. It kind of is a, I got mine, so fuck everyone else. And that leaves people very alone. Like, if you're gonna operate on the, well, I'm fine, so fuck everyone else, you're gonna find yourself alone very quickly. Because other people are going to end up not being fine. And when they're not fine, well, okay, well, I guess fuck them. But, like, it doesn't work out that way. It doesn't work out well. And I think that's the big thing to really think about when it comes to some of this stuff. Oh yeah, no, I'm with you. There is a huge empathy gap for sure.
Most games, wow, let's fucking go. Loud screaming, fuck. Random pop culture discussions, ha 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 lols martyr during Palworld. Let's analyze the flawed morality system of the modern world.
What's so funny is I actually do this quite frequently. It's usually in games where there's like no actual story. When it's like stuff like this where it's just, go run around and do things, I'll just start talking about shit like this. It's my psychology degree kicking up. I also personally believe that being a cynic doesn't hold any real weight in this world. I was a cynic for a number of years. Like, I'm in my 30s. Okay, Mouse, bring it down, broski. I was a cynic for a number of years, and it's one of those things where, like, I understand being cynical, but I also understand that being cynical doesn't do anything good. It doesn't bring any positive traits. It doesn't fix anything. It just makes you look more bad at other things. Like, it just makes you, like, cynicism is a toxin. It is a poison that affects only you. And that's one of the things that I had to really internalize as I was, like, growing up. I was gonna say growing older, but, like, there was a lot of people that get older and don't grow the fuck up. But as I was growing up and, like, kind of, like, learning. Yeah, being a doomer doesn't get you anywhere, exactly. But, like, when I was finally, like, learning, I realized that, like, all of the cynicism that I've had hasn't actually brought me any happiness. The cynicism, no, Mouse, that's not a correction, and I'm not going to accept that as a correction, so no. The point is that genuinely there is a difference between being a cynic and trying to, like, quote, see reality or whatever. But the problem is that when the only thing that you see is negatives, you are being a doomer, you are being a cynic for the sake of being negative. Like, if you cannot find one... Jet. If you can't find one single positive in your life, that's probably more to do with your perspective. Okay, Mouse, I'm really not gonna keep arguing this. Broski? Like, no, a cynic doesn't acknowledge people are full of shit. A cynic acknowledges that and then says that there's no going good from there. Like, that's the whole fucking point. And my whole point is just being cynical about things doesn't leave room for positivity. And, like, that's the thing, is, yeah, thank you, Brian. Cynicism blinds you. Cynicism says, okay, well, this isn't as great as it could be, so, well, I guess it just sucks. Like, that's the thing, is there's no positive in being a cynicist. Like, I take it from someone who's in their fucking 30s, who spent at least half of their life saying that they were just a realist. Like, no. Dens has 1,000. Oh, okay. Blonde. My other, and this actually might explain a lot, ironically enough, when it comes to the stuff that I'm talking about here. My other literally me character is Mami Tomoe from Madoka Magica. And it's because, like, genuinely, I do believe that there is good, there is light in every bit of darkness, in every bit of bad. There is a silver lining. There is something positive to be gleaned from it. Even if that positivity sometimes feels misguided, like, it's there for a reason. So, oh, you should watch Madoka though. It's really good. But no, I've never been able to like look at things and just be like, oh yeah, no, like this cynicism is good. Hopefully that doesn't include the loss of your head. Well, look. I want the Daki with the separated head, okay? Anger isn't the opposite of joy, it's apathy. That's very true. That's actually a very good point. Because the opposite of emotion is not another emotion, it's a lack of emotion. Okay, yeah, I gotta take those out. Okay. Wait, no, I need those. There we go, okay. It's a bad laugh. Yeah, apathy is dumb. Honestly, like, apathy's dumb. That's one of the things that I've kind of come to learn in my life, is like, I cannot force myself to be apathetic about things. Oh, for what it's worth, Brian, I feel you. So, oh God, okay, I don't know if I want to play KOTOR 2. I played 1. I played KOTOR 1, and I had feelings. So it's funny, I talked about this the other day of, I had gone to the grocery store with Nacho, right? And while we were there was this woman who had like this really nice smelling perfume. And so I end up going, like, we're in line behind her. Here, I don't have room for the fucking expedition thingy. I end up going in line, like, we're in line behind her, and I'm like, we make eye contact, and I just said, your perfume smells wonderful, by the way. And she just kind of looks at me and goes, okay. And then just, like, walks away, and I'm just like, fuck you! Like, I understand having misgivings about being, like, nice to strangers and stuff, but also, like, I exist purely off of hope at this point in time. I am sustained purely by hope and wanting to spite my enemies who thought that I would never be happy. That's really hope and Dutch Bros. Yes, that's exactly it. Pavlov gets me. Oh my god. I think after being angry that someone did something like the thing in a comic. Yeah, it's a part of the thing is also is you have to figure out like what's actually worth it. One thing that a lot of people will do is they'll be mad at fucking everything. And congratulations, that is the best way to burn yourself out so fucking fast. You are going to hate everything if you do that. I think part of the problem is the social ability before COVID was already taking a nosedive. Because again, there was a lot of this weirdly hyper individualistic shit of I have mine, fuck everyone else. And that's the issue I personally run into, is this idea of I have mine, fuck everyone else, da-da-da-da-da. Like, completely strips away community. It strips away the ability for other people to help you because you aren't going to help them. Like, that's the thing, is like you need that cohesiveness. You need a symbiotic relationship between people. And the problem is there's going to be this person who's going to do their best to try and help this person. But like this person is going to pour and pour and pour into this person until this person's cup is empty. This person will not notice that their cup is being filled. And so they'll just be like, that requires someone to want to help. Hey, Mouse, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but hi! Something even like fell in my office from the power of my voice on that one. What the fuck was that? Like, that's the thing. Here's the thing. That requires someone to want to help. Hello! Look for the helpers! Look for the helpers! Like, it's not... And that's the thing. That's the thing that gets me about this sort of shit. Is cynicism denies you the ability to see the helpers. No, they're not in that minority. You're just fucking blind to them. That's my whole fucking point. Is cynicism blinds you to the positivity of the world. Doc, back me up! Mouse, I understand that. I understand that. So was I to a certain extent. But at the very end of the day, you're a fucking adult now. There does come a point in time where you have to take responsibility for your own growth and your own healing. Well, yes, the shit that happened to you when you were a child is fucking tragic. Trust me, I went through my own fucking, character backstory. But at the very end of the day, part of your character journey is growing through that. Yeah, think of Mr. Rogers. Be like Mr. Rogers. Look, hang on, this is important. Okay, chat, look at me. This is really important. Be the person Mr. Rogers knows you can be. Be the person Mr. Rogers knows you are inside. I believe in you. Mr. Rogers believes in you. Everyone believes in you. Do it! Just do it! Going full Shia LaBeouf up in this bitch. Oh, hang on. Let me get off of the middle of the screen. I hadn't, changed my stream decks back yet. Yeah, break the cycle, grow beyond your early years. Exactly. Yeah, we're talking, so, Doc, the exact thing you came in on is that, cynicism steals your ability to view the world positively. And that's why I refuse to be a cynic. Is because you are unable to see the positivity in the world if you are blinded by cynicism. Yeah, in reasonable amounts, but it's not a philosophy to live by. Oh, depression. Okay, so depression is its own demon. Okay, depression is one of those things of... Depression has a lot of places that it comes from. And part of the problem is you have to look at whether or not it is...
It may seem weird to say, but one of the things that helped me out from 2022 onwards was kinda becoming internet friends with Count Dankula. I am kinda friends with Count Dankula. That's one of the things I talk about myself a bunch.
I'm interested in who Dan Kula is. Oh, what was I fucking looking for? Dan Kula. ADHD causes depression, but depression doesn't cause ADHD. Exactly. I'll stick with Coach Dorn being my friend. Dorn is good people. Dorn is very good people. Hang on, what was I fucking looking for? That's why I was in here. Okay, no, I don't have anything for that. No, that's the big thing, is cynicism is good sometimes, but keeping your brain in a cynical mode is not good for you. You will not have the ability to actually see the forest for the trees. That's one of the big things, especially for me, when I started started learning more about myself and figuring stuff out, is I learned that cynicism kept me in a hole. And part of that was due to my neurodivergence, was that, being ADHD, sensory, rejection sensitivity, right? And so one of the issues that I would run into with that is this idea of, okay, well, people don't like me, people just get mad at me when I try and do stuff, I'm too weird. I was really cynical. I was really cynical about trying to make friends. I was really cynical about what I could do with my life. I was really cynical about my ability to do anything outside of music, because that was the only thing I really grew up being good at. But at the very end of the day, I, met good friends. I found a career that I really like. I found my way. And I think that's the thing, is there's only so much you can put against your childhood. There's only so much you can blame your past for. Because there comes a certain point where you need to take responsibility for how you are reacting in the present to what happened to you in the past. That's the thing. easy for me to see the best in people. I had a good support system growing up. That's fair. That's one of the things is when you're younger, your support system, whether it be your parents, grandparents, kind of whoever's raising you, is supposed to help you learn and understand how to manage emotions and how to deal with stuff. And that's part of a good support network. It really is. I for one love gun Pokemon. I just want there to be a type just called gun. I do appreciate that the pals can just like get a gun. Ow, ow, that one hurt, that one hurt. Kate, the other part of it is too, is ADHD and autism in girls is really overlooked. That's one of the big issues too, is the way that ADHD and autism is diagnosed in girls is very different. And for actually a long period of time, it was thought that girls couldn't even have autism or ADHD. Like, that was a boy thing. Even though, like, it would just present differently in girls and women. That was the thing, is things such as hyperactivity, things that were considered, like, against social norms, were things that typically boys would do. You know, being rowdy and doing all of those sorts of things were things that boys would do. And so those being signs of ADHD, well, that was just a boy being, you know, rambunctious. But a girl doing it means that she's just, you know, maladjusted. It means that she's just not being a proper lady. And that's its own kind of bitch. Like, that's why, like, us generally learning more about ADHD and everything as we have has been really, really interesting. Because we're able to learn exactly how it is that... Fuck! How these things affect people. That's okay. I was close though. I was fucking close. Yeah, we're not too far removed from horrible things happening to women due to not being normal. Yeah. We have people who I'll be very blunt about it. We have people living right now who went through fucking like lobotomies. Seen a lot of things that try to say boys are defective girls. The weird part is I haven't seen anything like that in actual like literature. I've seen people talk about it online. I've never seen that in like actual literature. Like I have never in actual like psychological literature seen, well, boys are just malformed girls. Yeah, I have never heard that. This sounds like people saying shit on the internet. And then saying, but I know what I'm talking about, so you have to listen to me. Like, that's one of the big things that I've found recently when it comes to the internet, is a lot of people like to say a lot of shit that they know fucking nothing about. And they think that doing like 5 minutes of Google research means that they're suddenly like fucking pro on it, when no, they're not. The problem is I've never really seen it implied either. I've seen the opposite discussed. I've seen women are just bad men. That women are defective human beings because they aren't men. Like this, and this is the thing, is that this is going to show a bias of where you're receiving your information. What you're hearing is like where you are hearing it from. Really examine where you're getting it from. Hang on, I'm looking at scrolling back, that way I can see what you guys are saying. Are women mammals? According to some, no. According to some people, we're not even people. No, it's interesting because it's depending on where you get your information from, you're going to get two different answers. And the funny part is they're basically just the flip side of each other. So in this instance, we're hearing that boys are just defective girls. And we're also hearing girls are just defective boys. And so it depends on what perspective are they coming from. Because there's a lot of socio-cultural discussion that happen behind those statements. And so taking those statements completely out of the context of what like discussion they were happening in, like just serves to create buzzwords and buzz phrases. Like it doesn't serve to actually like further a conversation. Yeah, and here's the thing is, it doesn't matter what agenda is being pushed. Pushing an agenda when people's health is on the line is bad. Like, I don't care who's doing it. Like, if you are pushing an agenda as opposed to helping people get the care that they need, that's bad. I don't care who's doing it. Like, and that's the thing, is like, there are people who need help. I don't know, like, and I think this might just be one of those, like, herder bleeding heart things on my end, because, like, I genuinely do care about, like, people, generally. I care about everyone. Every time I hear of a death, it makes me sad. Like, it is one of those things that it doesn't matter, like, who it is. I am sad for the loss of life. I'm not always necessarily sad in regards to, you know, that someone who did evil deeds isn't around anymore. But I'm still sad at general loss of life. And I think that's one of those things is there's this... Pablo, thank you! There's this idea of, like... I don't know, that it doesn't... Oh, wait, oh my god, I didn't realize the ads were that bad. That's so fucking funny. Here, I need someone to come fucking work on this. Thank you, Twitch. Very cool. What can you do? You can transport. Who can craft things? Wait, you can. Can't you? Yeah, you can do handiwork. Come here. Come here. Little shit. I'm back after 4 refreshes. Oh, God. No, like, I think part of what it is, like, genuinely for me, is... I do believe that there is positive in the world. I genuinely think that cynicism begets cynicism, and negativity begets negativity. Psychology, slightly more sciencey sounding astrology. Nah, it's real science, and if you don't like it, you don't have to like it, but it's true. It's one of those things of, genuinely speaking, you have to believe in the positive of the world, and if you don't believe in the positive won't exist. Like, it's kind of the idea of community. You can't expect community to be there for you if you don't contribute to community. If you don't contribute to the positivity of the world, you cannot expect positivity to be there for you. Act local, think global. That's a really good way of putting it. Like, I think that's the big thing. Yeah, and positivity won't always be there because you need to... Yeah, thank you, Pavlov. That's one of the things, is saying, well, positivity is always going to be there. That's not necessarily true, because if a lot of people will take positivity but not give it back into the world, you're not recycling it. You're not bringing it back into the system. That's the thing, is you can't just take the positivity and go, oh, well, others will be there to give it away. No, you need to feed back into that system with positivity. It doesn't do you any good to just take that positivity and not put any more back out there. That's selfish, honestly. Like, the idea of, well, I get positivity from this community, so... Why is my phone not fucking plugged in proper? Like, I get positivity from this community, so, you know, it's good for me, but I don't really have to give anything back. That's that's how people feel taken advantage of. That's how people feel like what they're doing isn't respected. Yeah, in plasma, that's the thing, is you're doing it. That's one of the things, whether it's, this is one of the things that I think a lot of people, like, don't understand about my point of view. Sometimes that being a positive force is doing shit like what Plasma's doing. And absolutely doing his part of going and doing volunteer work. You know, whether it's a soup kitchen or at an elementary school or a local, like, dog shelter or whatever. Like, giving back like that is really important. Real fucking talk, though. Sometimes giving back is just complimenting someone that you see looking sad. Like, that's the thing. Sometimes it's just, you see someone with a cool shirt and you see them looking down and you go, hey, dude, cool shirt. Like, straight up, you have no idea, like, how much little comments like that can absolutely make someone's day. You have no idea how many times, like, I've gone out in public without Nacho and I've just not really been feeling it. And then, like, someone will be like, hey, cute jacket. Like, my day's good now. And I come home and I'm like, yeah, let's go. Like, and I tell Nacho, I'm like, guess what happened? Like, it's, you can create positivity in such small ways. Positivity, like, multiplies. It doesn't just add up, it multiplies. The more positivity that you put out there, someone will take that positivity and multiply it. And they'll pass it on to the next person. And then they'll multiply it and pass it off to the next person. That's one of the big things. Hang on, I've seen people like that. I'm having a bad day, everyone be nice to me. Your cat died. Well, that really isn't my fault, so no problem. You got snippy with me. And the thing is that... All right, we're gonna have a conversation about graciousness. So, is someone having a bad day, snapping at someone else, and then it being, oh, well, you know, you were rude to me. That shows a sincere lack of grace. And that is definitely something that is missing a lot in this day and age, is just graciousness for other people. The allowing people to make a mistake and then fix it. Because one of the biggest problems that I run into is that people will do something wrong and then just be like, well, you know, you have to forgive me. And it's like, no. Like, that's not how any of this works. Yeah, or giving yourself grace. Like, it's one of those things where, like, the ability to let people fuck up and learn from their fuck up doesn't exist anymore. Because there's this idea that people fucking up happens with malice. Like, sometimes people fuck up because they just made a bad decision, or because something just went weird for them, or, like, there's a lot of different reasons why it could happen. But the biggest, most important part of it is making sure that you show kindness and compassion to that person. Because none of us are perfect. Like, all of us have fucked up in some way. So this idea of, oh, well, you know, you fucked up and it wronged me, so now I'm gonna be mad about it. Like, I get being upset, but also you don't have the right or ability to be indignant about things. In the case of, okay, we're not talking about life or death situations. We're talking that someone said something mean, or like that's the thing, is there's egregious situations. Like, yeah, that's a whole other scale. And like, I understand this wasn't your point, but there's a little whataboutism to that doesn't line up. I'm okay with extending grace, but I'm tired of it being abused. Okay, and I'm totally with you, on that. And this is one of those places where you need to figure out, like, your personal line of when it is good for you to, like, turn. When are you walking away? So kind of like to bring up, like, the, you know, you're always turning the other cheek. You're allowing yourself to get yelled at. You're allowing yourself to show grace and have that grace be taken advantage of. How long do you do that for? As long as you're comfortable for. And that's the thing, is the fact you are even doing it to begin with, that you are trying to show that grace, you're trying to show that patience, is a good thing. And if that grace and that patience is just continuously over and over taken advantage of, that's not on you, that's on them. That's the big part of that is 120% on them. Yeah, we don't got a whataboutism for everything I'm saying, I assure you. Because I'll put it this way, you don't want to play the whataboutism game with me because I'm probably better at it. Like, that's the big thing with me. I've been around the internet block a couple times. So no, like, you're better at it even if you have a fever and can't respond. I'll do my best. Pavlov, you forget how much I enjoy being petty. No, my big thing in all of this is that positivity is necessary for the world, but positivity doesn't just come from one person. It doesn't just come from the aether. It doesn't just exist. You have to create that positivity. The death of the universe will happen anyway. What does it matter what we do? How about that? Damn, got him. No, my big thing for it is that if you want there to be positivity in the world, and not just in the world, if you want there to be positivity in your life, right? In your life, you personally, you want positivity in your life, you need to put it there. Positivity isn't just gonna drop from the sky into your lap and you get to go, oh, how cute, fucking double rainbow, what does it mean? Like, no, you have to create that positivity in your life. And it's hard. It sucks. Life is hard. Trust me, I know. Like, I've been through shit. I've never gone through, like, I've never talked, like, very frankly about, like, the shit that I've been through in my life. And I don't know if I ever will. But I will say, I understand life is very hard. I understand that shit gets rough. Trust me. I also understand that there comes a point in time that you need to stop. That you need to make sure that you are taking responsibility for yourself, your actions, like, and really understanding the way that, like, you personally affect the world around you. Because you can affect the world around you in a very positive way. You can also affect it in a very negative way. And I very strongly encourage all of you guys to do your best to affect it in a positive way. Yeah, the only person you can control is yourself, but you also have influence on other people. That's one thing that I think a lot of people really forget about, is that you have influence on people. Like, yeah, you're not a content creator necessarily. You're not, you know, fucking getting 600 million views. You don't have, like, 1 billion YouTube subscribers, but you have an inner circle. You have a community that you spend your time with, whether it's just your family or it's your friends or, you know, your church or the people you play D&D with. Like, there are so many forms of community that you can work with in this. And you have influence in all of those communities. And so it's up to you to ensure that you're using your influence in a positive way. Oh shit, I'm gonna die. Like, that's my thing in all of this stuff, is that I totally understand that we are only one person, like, individually. You know, you're only one person. I'm only one person. There's only so much that we individually can do sometimes. But sometimes it's better to do what you can within that locus of control, rather than to say, well, I can't do anything. Together we are a mighty bundle of sticks. Exactly. And I also understand that to a certain extent, what I'm saying is naive. Please understand that the naivety of what I am saying is not necessarily lost on me. Oh, like, that would not let me move. That was not my favorite. But I also believe that if it weren't for people who maybe were a little bit naive or a little bit silly in the things that they said, we wouldn't have as much positivity in the world as there is. Like, sometimes you need someone who's just a little bit naive so that way you can see something a little bit more positively. You know, it's just another kind of perspective. Is it good to stay in that state of mind? Not necessarily. But also, it can give you a really good sense of point of view. So I think what I mean is that there are some perspectives that some people would find naive, or they would say that they are naive. That doesn't mean that they're bad. Oh, I'm gonna die. Ah! Oh, shit. Ah! No, I didn't expect that to happen! Oh my god! Okay, I gotta try this again. Shit! That's okay. That's okay, that's okay. I gotta go make more bullets anyway. Thank you, Doc. Very appropriate. I think part of the thing is genuinely, so many of us grew up online. And growing up online, led us to see things that, like, maybe we shouldn't have at a very young age. I did forget fall damage was a thing. Like, and that's one of the things, is like, I know people who had unmitigated access to the internet and like, I know people who watched like some really fucked up stuff because it was available. I never did because I never wanted to fucking taint my brain that way. But like, it was one of those things that like, there came a point in time in our culture where like, the taboo of things moved from underground elsewhere to only online, and then from only online to elsewhere, like to in real life. I don't know how to explain it, but there was like this, there was a way that this was done that led to like a gradual degradation of like the way that people view humanity. I just realized that sounded like really deep and I didn't mean for it to. But shut up, Jet. One of the issues I run into is like genuinely, I run into this issue where I feel like a lot of people in this day and age have lost their humanity. Your entire stream has been deep. I guess. This is just what happens when I play shit that doesn't have a storyline. Like, a lot of people have kind of lost their humanity. And I think part of that is there is this focus on the individual over community. Which I understand to an extent, but the individual has nothing if they don't have community. Look, all I know is if Denmark actually buys California, I will consider moving back. I need so much fucking ammo, man. Yeah, individuals are easier to control, that's true. Like, that's part of the thing, too, is it's a lot harder to... It's a lot harder to fight organized people than unorganized people. Like, I'm thinking of some of the shit that I've seen coming out of Ohio recently. And I'm just like, woo lad! Banger trident base. What? find something that might work. You. No, come back here. Come back here! I need you to make ammo! I need you to make ammo! Come here. Oh, so in Ohio, there was a gathering of people. Yeah. Thank you, Doc. Yeah, legit neo-Nazi groups on the streets in Ohio, but since he wasn't having it, yeah. And it was just an organized group of people that got together. We're just like, no, absolutely the fuck not in my town. Like, and that's the kind of organization that I think needs to happen, is protecting, like, your community. Because no one is going to care more about your community than you and the other people in your community. So that's the only thing that it makes sense to actually try and help. Because, like, I know, like, there's a lot of people who are like, oh, well, you know, there's so many things happening elsewhere. Like, what do I do? You do what you can in your locus of control. I mean, Blonde, there's no just, okay? Like, that's not how any of this works. Like, that's one of the things for me, is I am not... Nah. And here's the thing, Mouse, if you're gonna start arguing for them, don't. They still have freedom of speech even if they're awful. So you have freedom of speech in as far as you can't incite. Like, that's the problem. I'll put it this way. I'm gonna be real about this. If you actually support people rallying behind a legitimate symbol of hate, I don't want you here. I'm all for freedom of speech, but there are lines, and that is a line I draw. Like, it is simple as that. Yeah, legality is not morality. Like, it was legal to actually literally own people at one point in time, but that doesn't mean that it was moral. Like, that's one thing, like, genuinely, legality is not equal to morality. Like, there are plenty of things that are considered legal that are immoral, and vice versa. Like, there's a shitload of states in the United States that don't have any laws against child marriage. Doesn't mean it's okay. Just because there's not a law against it. Like, that's the thing, is this idea of there not being legislation against it is implicit permission for it is horseshit. Yeah. So I'm gonna be real, this whole PSYOP thing, especially in regards to what just happened in Ohio, I'll be real. I'll be really fucking real here. I've heard plenty of people be like, oh, but it might be feds. I have a question. Why would Trump be sending fucking feds? Like, it doesn't logically follow. And that's what I'm saying. This is about making sure your community is okay. This is about making sure that, like, your community is good. Oh, Kate, so am I. I've seen a lot of people talk about, like, feds and stuff when it doesn't fucking make sense. Yeah, and Mouse, the dudes in Ohio were legit Nazis. Like, this is... I don't... Broski! They were walking around with swastika flags. Like... You don't... Like, this is the thing. At the very end of the day, if people who are there are telling you, yes, this is real, and your response is, well, I don't know, no one will convince you. How'd we get into politics? Honestly, because I was talking about the state of the world and the fact that people need to fucking be nice. And it turns out being nice is, for whatever fucking reason, considered a political act.
Freedom of speech unless you call for imminent action which replace the previous clear and present danger standards, also fighting words.
Yeah, that's fair. About it. See, and here's the thing, yeah. They haven't really left. One of the big things is we've been seeing a lot of people just being more open about those views. It's not that they were gone. Like, I recently saw footage of someone actually try and go to a knife shop to have that emblem added back to a World War II German knife. The only reason I talk about this sort of shit is because genuinely, I implore you guys, be nice. Be fucking nice to people. And that means, like, actually being nice. It means going out of your way to do good things for other people that don't directly benefit you. Like, that's it. Yeah, but people tell you who they are, listen. So the problem is when I see in Ohio literal actual neo-Nazis, I see swastikas being carved into glass and cement at concerning rates. Like, yes, there were always people who were going to do it just to be, like, dumb and edgy. It's hard to be nice anymore when all you get is venom. That's the point, though! Like, literally, that's the point. If the only reason that you're being nice is because you expect them to be nice back to you, you're not being nice for the good reason. That's the problem. Is if the only reason you're being nice to people is because you expect them to be nice back to you, you're not being nice for the idea of that being nice is a good thing. Also, I'm not a big fan of vigilante justice. I am a fan of trying to work within the system to get justice. The issue ends up being is if or when that system is corrupt. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. And it very much is a case-by-case basis. And I guess, Kate, here's the thing. No, you don't. That's the challenge, is don't. And that's my challenge to you guys. You really think that I'm just gonna stop being nice to everyone around me and stop complimenting people for their perfume and their shirts and stuff because one bitchy lady at the grocery store gave me a weird look when I complimented her perfume? Fuck no! I'm still gonna be the positivity that I wanna see in the world. I'm still gonna put myself out like that because guess what? That's what you have to do. That's how you create that positivity. That's how you create that community. You have to put yourself back out there like that. And I understand it's hard and I understand it's scary, but it's necessary. I do understand how hard it is. Trust me. I'm very fucking aware. Like, again, I constantly face rejection when I'm outside. I constantly try and be kind to people. And I have people who shit on me about it. I have people who I will hold doors open and they look at me fucking weird. Again, like I compliment someone on their perfume and they look at me like I'm a fucking stalker. But at the very fucking end of the day, I don't care about their fucking opinion of me. I care about the fact that I know I'm being a good human being to other people. I care about the fact that I know that I put positivity out in the world, and if they aren't willing to accept it, that's their own fucking demon to fight. Exactly. Necessary things are rarely easy, but if no one did them, nothing would get done. The right thing is not easy. The right thing to do is rarely easy. And that's why I'm saying it's a challenge. I know it's not simple. And for what it's worth, Kate, part of this attitude is the getting over the people pleaser. And that's the thing. Hi, Nacho. Hang on, I'm trying to scroll back through and see. Oh, and for what it's worth, Jet, I think you're right. My big thing is genuinely, I just want people to fucking be nice to each other. And the fact that that is seen as a political discussion is fucking mind-boggling to me. That's my thing. And so, yeah, maybe I'm naive, maybe I'm dumb, but I would rather be naive and dumb and positive and go to my death saying, at least I put good shit out into the world, instead of just not trying. Like, that's me personally. Yeah, we're seeing them more now because we're all connected. I think, and this is something that, like, I've kind of thought about here and there, is up until, like, the last decade, a lot of these sorts of things would just stay in secluded spaces online. And so it was one of those things that you didn't really see them. They would just kind of be in their own spaces. But now, put bluntly, containment broke. Like, that's part of the issue. I'm trying to scroll back through. I think part of the issue is that, like, when it comes to the idea of, like, the word Nazi, I don't think that they exist. Whether we want to acknowledge it or not, they exist. Have they existed as fervently as some people say that they have? Maybe not. But I'm not here to argue about the past. I'm not here to argue about what did or didn't happen. I'm looking at what's happening right now. And I'm looking at the fact that I know people who are having actual, like, hate come to their hometown. And, like, I'm not talking hate in regards to, like, oh, well, you know, your game sucks or your waifu is shit. I'm talking, like, people's cars being keyed. Like, people being threatened. That's my thing. And that's where I fucking draw a line. Is I cannot and will not support threats. I cannot and will not support people who do that sort of shit, regardless of what side they're on. I genuinely don't believe that someone can say that they're the good guys and treat people that poorly. Yeah, the opposite of love is indifference, apathy. Nothing goes to shit faster than if a society is apathetic. And I think that's one of the issues we're running into right now, is I do think a lot of American society, at least, is apathetic. Because, at least for a lot of millennials, like myself, like, we were told, go to school, get good grades, get a degree, you'll be able to get married, you'll be able to get a good job, get a good house, and you'll be set up. You just have to do these things. And then a lot of us did those things, and then we didn't get what we were told was going to happen. We're like, wait. So we followed the rules. We followed your decree of what we needed to do. Where is it? We're doing the work. Where's the payoff we were told about? Oh, well, you're just too lazy. A lot of my contemporaries have 3 fucking jobs and they're just too lazy? I disagree that college is a money sink, but I do think that a lot of people were lied to about college in that there was this idea of you have to go to college or you won't be able to do anything. Trades are a lot more valuable than they have been given credence for. Like, we lack the capital to affect most real change. That's true. Like, even the Rockefellers understood that with immense amount of money came immense amount of, like, obligation.
Fun fact, the term Nazi was coined to make fun of the Nazis.
Sauce. Yeah, I think part of the thing is too, is so many people in this day and age are so desperate for answers for why their life isn't going the way that they wanted it to, that they're willing to accept anything that sounds good. Oh, trades are a complicated issue, I know, but also trades were kind of shat on for a large portion of millennials' youth. Yeah, and I agree with Pavlov. That's a dangerous way of thinking, and I'll put it this way. That is not thinking that I will entertain in this stream. Period. Like, straight up. Yeah, trades weren't valuable until nobody was in the trades. I think that's true to an extent, but I also do think that the trades were generally devalued at a certain point. And I do think that shows like Dirty Jobs are one of the only reasons why they started actually, like, being appreciated. Because the idea of being a plumber or an electrician or a garbage man or a ditch digger or whatever, like, I remember it being one of those things, like, it was the threat. Was what, like, you need to get good grades or else you're just gonna be a ditch digger. And it's like, or garbage man. It's like, they make a lot of money. Like, we weren't told that they actually make good money. Like, sometimes it's shitty work. But, like, the money's there. Yeah, you need evidence to support a claim. What else did they lie about leads you down the road to being a flat earther? Exactly. Fucking exactly. Here's the thing is you have to make sure that everything you're looking at with a critical eye, but that criticality needs to be based in knowledge, not in well, this feels off. Like, you can base your hypothesis off of a feeling, but your conclusion needs to be based off of the fact. That's the thing. It's not much, but it's honest living. Yeah, a lot of people don't give credence to the it's an honest living idea anymore. I think part of it is like the boomer generation that raised Gen X and millennials were obsessed with wealth. And part of that is because of the way that their their parents went through the Great Depression. And so it ends up creating that issue where, because their parents went through the Great Depression. Okay. So silent generation went through the Great Depression. They were the parents of the boomers. And so because of that, boomers didn't have as much in the sense of their parents were very frugal. Their parents would do what they can to save every bit of money because that's what they were encouraged to do due to the Depression in the 20s, right? And so the thing then ended up becoming is, well, our parents lived this way, so we refuse to live this way. Oh, it was greatest generation? My bad, thank you. And so basically, boomers said we refuse to live that way, and so everything became about the pursuit of money. Everything became about the pursuit of money and status. Yeah, Pavlov, I saw something similar to that too, where it was basically about how why it feels so weird that we can afford what were considered luxuries back in like the 70s and 80s so easily now, but we can't afford a house payment. Long story short, it's that the price for luxury items has more or less been stable for much of their history, while the price of a down payment for a house has gone up astronomically. It's very interesting. Yeah, I think another part of it is just there has been so much that has happened in human history within the last 100 years that kind of humans, I have the hiccups. Humans as a species are struggling to keep up. Humans are creatures of habit. You know, get into the psychology degree here. Humans are creatures of habit. And so when new things are happening so consistently and so quickly that they can't really have full time to adjust, that's when that really hard discomfort comes in. Exactly. Big screen TVs used to be $2,000, now they're $200. Well, rent used to be $200 and now it's $2,000. Exactly. Yeah, neo-Nazis aside, come to Ohio. Doc's in Ohio, so that's how you know it's good. Yeah, I think part of the issue is when it comes to housing and prices, most people won't hire you for trades unless you already have experience. I think that depends. I do get where you're coming from. I know about apprenticeship positions. Part of the problem with that is that because of the amount of training that is required, it is kind of a who you know issue. Like, I know people who have gone into trades. I know people who've gone into electrician or into being electricians. I know people who have gone into plumbing. I know people who've gone into all of these things. And I think part of the issue is that classism and elitism that we were talking about previously when it comes to trade jobs. Are they looking to get that job because they want the job, or are they looking into getting it because money? And that's one thing, is that trades tend to have the ability to be a little bit more picky on is whether or not someone is a good fit for the office being that work site. Like, that's part of it. And I'm trying to look through everything. Don't come to New Jersey. Not that there's a Nazi problem that I know of. I just don't like people. That's fair. Look, all I know is Voltaire wrote a song called Bomb New Jersey. So I don't know if I want to go. Yeah, the 2 years of experience can be posted to discourage people lacking courage. So one of the things that I've learned, and so most of us here probably like neurodivergent, ADHD, autistic, one of those flavors of fucking brain meats. Jet. One of the things that, and I know I learned this recently, so I don't know if any of you guys took this as super literal as I did, but when it says certain amount of experience is required, a lot of neurotypical people don't listen to that and apply anyway. In case you didn't know. Like, I just learned that. Is that people will apply to, 2 years? Pff, whatever. I was like, what? It's like, yeah, no, I just applied anyway and I got it. What do you mean you applied anyway? You don't have 2 years of experience? Well, yeah, they took me anyway. The fuck? Oh yeah, don't get me started on ghost jobs. As someone who was going to go into human resources, ghost jobs send an unruly amount of rage through my body. Like, oh my god. If unqualified people can be politicians, then regular jobs should lower their standards too. I'm not gonna argue with that. I'm not gonna argue with that on that one. No, I think some businesses just need warm bodies to get extra work done. Later, Brian. Have a good one, dude. So one of the problems that you run into is that places want warm bodies, but they don't want to pay people for their work, and they want to find.
Defund HR. Send tweet.
You know what? I want to disagree with you. I want to disagree with you, but I can't. I want to disagree with you, but I can't. They want cheap, not so legal labor. That's... Yeah. So it depends on how they're doing it too. Because one of the issues you'll run into is like sometimes they won't do like the hiring people illegally part. Like people who they aren't legally allowed to hire. They will do the thing. Like I know a lot of retail jobs have been doing this recently, or a lot of food service jobs, right? So they will ask you to work an extra X amount of time, half an hour, 20 minutes, an hour, whatever the fuck, but ask you to do it off the clock. Excuse me? What? Who the fuck? Put hiring back in the hands of team leads and department heads. I agree with that to an extent. I do think that HR is necessary to an extent, but they don't need as much control over the hiring process as they do. I think that they need control over the hiring process explicitly when it comes to finances. So like they're the ones that know like what the position should be filling. And so when a hiring manager is working on this, I don't know. There's a lot more ways that this shit can work like copacetically, but a lot of companies and corporations don't want to do that. So what's funny is 6 or 7 day work weeks are illegal in a lot of states. Hey guys, one thing I'm really gonna suggest to you guys, since we're talking about businesses, corporations, etc., and this is actually really fucking important for you to know. Know your fucking rights. Like genuinely, look into your employment rights. You probably have more rights than you realize. HR's existence is to protect management and executives from rabble. That's why I didn't get into HR, honestly. I wanted to work in conflict resolution. I wanted to be the person that when employees would fight with each other, I would be the one that got involved and went, all right, both of you sit the fuck down, we're gonna figure this out. But I very quickly learned companies weren't interested in that. And yet they never punish them because they certainly don't in my neck of the world. Mouse, I know the laws of the state that you're in. That's illegal. Depending on how they're doing it, it's probably illegal. Look into it. Like, there are very few things that end up having the disqualification that you're talking about. And the lines of work I know you're in are not in that. Because the line of work I was in that. Oh, it was an older job? Okay. All right. Because I was like, if it's the job you're in now, like, you're absolutely getting fucking hosed. A lot of companies will pay off union reps. I think part of the issue is a lot of things still exist, and while they're still okay with unions still have a place, but part of the problem is that the way that they operate is still very akin to how they were back when there were very few to no labor laws. And that's one of the issues you'll run into. No, I'm blonde. That's literally why I started this by saying know your fucking rights. Like, here's the thing is like, yeah, you can't do anything about it if you don't know your rights, but like, know your fucking rights then. Like, that's part of the thing, is... I'm a firm believer in that you should know your rights because you can't complain about a right being violated if you don't know that you had it. Unions pretty much are a siphon for political campaign contributions. The worst part is I know that they have a place, but part of the problem is just that they have been abused in such a way that they have become more of a political arm as opposed to a thing to help employees. Look, I'm not... Doc, I'm not saying we should bring the mob back, but... Oh, no. I'm not leaders of the scam. I'm talking about, like, when workers were actually being abused. Like, really shitty protections and stuff. There was a time and place for unions. It's just a question of their continued utility and how to keep them useful and relevant. There is a place for them. It's just a matter of what and where. Just the way that they exist now is not conducive to what they were supposed to be doing. Yeah, if you're worried about like what political like contributions certain companies are making, there are ways to look into it if you are that interested or invested. Oh my god, I'm just trying not to die. Oh fuck. Yeah, I know what I know about the Pinkertons. That shit's fucking crazy. Look, my whole shit with all of this is just fucking be nice to each other. Like, goddamn. Fuck. Like, it's not hard, I assure you. Like, again, we talked about the golden rule. Treat other people the way that you want to be treated. Just generally do your best to be a decent human being. Yeah, no, I read it. Don't worry, no, Blonde, I read it. I'm not gonna read it out loud. But yeah, no, that's the thing, is that sort of shit happens and it's a fucking travesty. Genuinely. And it disgusts me knowing that shit like that happens. And it does show that there is a need for change and a need for reform. It's a question of how does that happen? That's the biggest issue that you're going to run into. And like all of these conversations are always really interesting and really neat. But the biggest issue that you're always going to run into in these conversations is always kind of the question at the end of how. Like, how is it that we deal with these things? A lot of pro-union. Yeah, that's the thing. The history of unions is a very harrowed. And I will say that, again, and I probably sound like a broken record about it, is that there was a time and place for them. And I do believe there is the potential for still a time and place for them, but there is reform necessary. I think that's actually true of a lot of things in our modern day, is that there are a lot of things that have really good concepts and really good ideas and were founded with really good intentions, but need to be re-examined and reformed. Because while they still have usefulness, their relevancy is waning quickly, especially due to how quickly the world has been evolving, basically. I encounter a Pinkerton, send bail money. I have no idea. That's the fact that they still exist is still that way. Like, it's still fucking crazy. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. That's true. I do believe that using that as a carte blanche to kind of hand wave away good intentions, though, kind of defeats the purpose. Because again, like, that kind of leads into that cynical nihilism stuff. And it's like, there is a time and a place, but the biggest issue I end up running into is that time and place isn't always. And it does seem like more and more, kind of, as a modern society, we live in a society, that people, like, are going away from even trying to have good intentions. And I think that that's gonna be the thing that fucks me up the most, is, honestly, it just kind of crystallized for me how disingenuous so many people seem to be now. And that's part of the problem I run into, is that trying to have like a actual conversation like we're having here is so difficult to have sometimes. Because people aren't interested in good faith arguments that go against what they believe. And like, that's the thing, is Don't well yeah me like it's normal. That's a fucking problem. If you can't have conversations about day-to-day, everyday things, like that's literally... That is how society crumbles. That is how society falls. Like, and that's the thing. Well, sometimes people are wrong. And the sooner that people can admit when they're wrong and be gracious about it and move forward with their life, the better off everyone will be. Instead of being like, oh, but you know, I can't be wrong. I don't know, maybe you are just fucking wrong. And sometimes learning that you're wrong and correcting so that way you can be right in the future is better than holding on to some sort of just idea of correctness. Like, I don't know. I would rather be wrong about something bad than correct about it. I would rather be wrong about something going wrong than to be proven correct about a bad thing. And like, it honestly blows my mind that so many people are so into being correct, even if it means that it's something bad. For what it's worth, I think we're starting to see grace more often. I will agree there was a period in time in which grace would not be seen. I genuinely believe that a lot of this has to do with where you're looking. A lot of this has to do with what environments are you pulling this from? Is this from Twitter? Is this from people that you're seeing in real life in front of you? Is this from other streamers? Like, where are you seeing this stuff? Later, Blonde. And I think that's the thing, is where you're seeing it is going to be really informative about the weight with which to take it. You believe in things that aren't true, how else can they become? Exactly. And again, I understand that probably a lot of what I'm saying has some naivety to it. And like, I get that. But I also am a firm believer in the goodness of people. I am a believer in, like, that everyone has the power to be good and do good. Cut back on socials, yeah. Genuinely fucking cut back on socials. And I'll be real, like, I don't think anyone, regardless of what happens, I don't think anyone is ever gonna take away that idea that I have, that I genuinely believe, like, in their heart, like, in, like, every person in their heart, like, is a good person to a point. Like, of course there's psychopaths. Of course there's people who explicitly are not. But, like, the existence of an exception to the rule is not going to disprove the rule. Wait, hang on, what do you mean? I want to believe in true things. I cannot believe the lie and like myself. Kate, what do you mean by that? Like, do you not believe you're a likable person? As from all the interactions we've had here, you are. I have zero reason to believe that you're an unlikable person. Like, that's one of the things that I think happens with a lot of people here, is a lot of you guys, like, really don't feel good about yourself, which I understand. I can't believe things that are not true. Well, what are you saying isn't true? Because again, it's a matter of perspective. Sometimes the idea of something being true is merely perspective. Sometimes facts aren't as specific as we want them to be. Especially like us as people, and especially neurodivergent people, want things to be very black and white. We want things to be yes or no. There isn't really an in-between. And unfortunately, there is always an in-between. And that's sometimes difficult because this idea of, but what is the truth? Like, sits in the front of our brain, right? And it's like, okay, but what's real? What's actual? And it's like, what's actual is the reality. And reality, depending on what it is, can be different based off of perspective. Like, yes, there is objective fact, like the sky is blue. But there's also, what shade of blue? Like, that's one of the things. The fact that people say your truth, my truth. No, that there is not only the truth. Like, that's the thing, is this idea that your personal idea is what the truth is conceited. Like, no, people have their own truth. Like, and that's important. Anecdotal evidence is what leads to concrete evidence. Like, anecdotal evidence is what leads to, like, what's the fucking word I'm looking for? Quantitative evidence. So here's the thing, though, is I can say I'm gonna speak my truth about this thing and about, like, what my experience in certain thing is. And the thing is it's not your place to then go to me and go, well, that wasn't my experience, so that's not true. No, it's your job as an empathetic human being to listen to my experience and go, wow, that's different from mine. That's interesting. Like, that's the thing. Itchy nose. The only probably true statements are honest statements of subjective experience. Yeah. So here is the problem when it comes to the idea of truth and fact is someone's experience is true. Like, that's the thing is someone's experience actually did happen to them, so that experience is a fact. Like, that's the logical thing of that. This is an experience that happened to me, and thus that is a true experience. Your disbelief of it does not negate the truth of that. No, Mouse, yes, always. That's my whole fucking point. Like, you're looking for some sort of exception of people lying to you. I'm talking about people having genuine, honest conversation, and this is what I mean. By, again, genuine conversation can't happen because I'm trying to have a conversation and your response immediately is to say that it's wrong. Yeah, exactly. I see murder is true. I don't know. You see me here. Am I actually here? No one fucking knows. But, like, again, it is someone's subjective experience is the truth. I did this thing. You didn't see me do it, but it happened. Like, that's the thing. Like, and this idea of, oh, but, you know, that's not the truth. Who's the arbiter of truth? I'm certainly not. None of us certainly are. The arbiter of truth is not any of us. And so this idea of, oh, well, you know, your thing isn't the true, what actually the truth is. Like, no, it is, because my experience happened. That is the true thing that happened to me. Plasma. Where's my fucking... my dragon? There he is. It's like when I go for my doctor's appointment and face disbelief when I responded that I never smoked. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. That's actually a really fucking perfect example, squad. Thank you. Is that you can go to the doctor and be like, yeah, I've never smoked. But they'll just look at you and be like, okay, yeah, you're just lying. Even though, like, no, I haven't. I don't know what's going on with my lungs or whatever that says that I am, but... it's just, that's one of the things. So, Kate, part of the thing is sometimes collecting opinions is actually doing research. That's part of doing research. That's literally part of it. Like, yes, I have had family who smoke, like, but yeah, exactly. That's why social science is hard. Like, you can't ask a photon what it thinks. You can't ask an atom how it's feeling. But like, those are still important parts. Like, and the thing is, so many things that people say are quote unquote truth or fact still technically are theory. So even by that definition, like, is it truth? Is it evidence? Like, or is it just widely agreed upon? Like, this is the kind of wordplay and word salad that people will get into that ends up actually leading to a lot of discussion that talks about nothing. That eventually just leads to nothing. So I think it's really important to know that, like, anecdotal experiences are the basis for evidence. Like, we wouldn't have discussion or research or evidence of the human experience without the anecdotal experience first, without someone saying this was my experience first. Like, you have to make the observation to then make the hypothesis to test and find the evidence. Like, that's the thing, is literally the anecdotal evidence is the beginning of the process. And this idea that anecdotal evidence doesn't hold water because it's not real evidence is missing the way that we actually start finding evidence in the first place. Yeah, decent sample size is what leads you to it. Yeah, you have 2 people give the same like, you have 2 people of 100 give the same anecdote. Okay, it's not that much. You have 75 of that 100 people give you the same anecdote. That's the beginning of an experiment. That's the beginning of research. Like, there is room for all of these things. And I think it is a gross denial of the human experience to say that someone's experience isn't a truth or that it's not real. Because literally the human experience is what starts these discussions. It's what is the basis for the hypotheses that go into those studies. Has something to do with the damage in my... Yeah. Yeah, good sample size is always going to lead to a better outcome. That's one of the biggest things that you can do to make sure that you are doing your science well and to really support your arguments is large and substantive sample sizes. So, like, there is actually, and this is why, like, when people say, oh, well, you know, social sciences don't real, I get confused because, like, social sciences still are analytical of the data. Like, they don't just read it and go, well, I guess people have feelings. No, like, there are statistical analyses done. It is done in a sense of making sure that the differences that are seen are in such a way that it is statistically significant. That there is a statistically significant amount of difference. That's the whole point. It'd be cool if, like, before 1990 psychiatrists realized autistic people have feelings. That would have been helpful. That would have been real helpful. Like, I won't deny that. So long as it validates their own worldview. But that's literally my point, is sometimes your worldview isn't going to be validated, and you need to be okay with that. Like, call me when these social sciences... Jet, if I touch purple! Jet, if I touch purple, will you do it? I'll touch purple! Gotcha. See? Science, bitch. Damn it! Jet, you let me down. How dare you? Fuck you, pay me. Are you not entertained? Oh, man. Oh, yeah, I'm really full up. Holy shit. Oh, wait, yeah, this is also... No, I'll just go back over there. Oh, I can get over there. I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe. Okay. I can do it. I believe. I believe. Come on. And I'm trying to focus on getting back. Oh my god. I think the big thing when it comes to all this stuff is at the very end of the day, like, and I've always said this about the corner community generally, and so it kind of still applies. Just be a decent fucking human being. Like, golden rule, treat other people the way you want to be treated. It genuinely is not a difficult thing. Like, just think about whether or not the thing that you're doing to someone else you would like done to you, because if you don't, then maybe don't do it. The dragon does look like a prawn. A little fire prawn. Four cheese. Oh. Dude, like the bulldog carbonara is so fucking good. There we go. Into this. There we go. Alright, hell yeah. Let me pick these up. Oh, it's the bulldog. Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. I heard of that golden rule growing up. Exactly. That's my thing, is I very much abide by the golden rule of I treat other people the way I would like to be treated. Because I don't have the right to complain about the way other people treat me if I am treating other people poorly. That's kind of the way that I look at it, is I can be upset about the way that other people treat me, but if I'm treating other people poorly, then I don't really have much of a leg to stand on about it. And as such, it is my job to treat people as best I can, with as much kindness and empathy and grace as I am capable of. You know? And I very strongly encourage other people to do the same. Like, if that makes me a fucking bleeding heart or whatever, then I guess so be it. But I'd rather be a bleeding heart than not have one at all, you know? Genuinely, I'm just trying to do better in the world, both by myself and for, you know, my fellow man. Because we're all put on this earth not just to serve ourselves, but to serve each other. And I'm a very firm believer in that. So it definitely matters, like when you're doing these things, when you're looking through these things, really making sure that, you know, you are being the best version of yourself that you can be. So that way, if you're called to the table, you know that, like, you did what you needed to. I get to serve other, you do. You do. You serve your wife and your kids every day. Like, that's one of the things that I think a lot of people, like, don't realize sometimes is, like, yeah, we serve people we care about every day. Even if we don't recognize it, like, we still do. And more often than not, we do it because we care about them, because we love them, because they're people we care about. And I genuinely personally feel like we could have a lot of greatness in the world if all of us cared about everyone else, you know, just a little bit more. Just a smidge. Like, I understand everything's hard and we need to put ourselves and our families first. But also, if we want other pieces of the community to rally around us, we also need to make sure that we rally around the parts of our community that we're hoping to receive help from. You know? Oh, for what it's worth, I'm not talking about like a direct translation. My whole point is you know, you're here to serve your neighbors, not just yourself. Like, that's kind of it.
The only fist I throw are in Street Fighter. Or if
Let's
you
go.
steal another star from me in Mario Party, Jacob.
Dude, oh my god, okay, speaking of Mario Party and stars, okay, I want to know if anyone else has experienced this, because I saw this the other day, and I need to know if this is true. Okay, so, there was someone who, was playing Mario Party, and ended up getting, like, there's, like, that thing with Bowser, where, like, he'll do, like, basically, like, a wheel spin sort of deal. And, like, one of the things that you can get is 100 stars. I saw someone land on that, and then Bowser was just like, Lamau, fuck you, I lied, and, like, left. Has anyone else experienced that? Like, that's what happened? That's so fucked up! Oh, that's so fucking funny. That's funny as fuck. Oh my god, I had no idea. Nacho and I actually got Mario Party recently, so that may make an appearance. Oh shit, do you guys want to see Nacho and I play Mario Party tomorrow? Do you guys want to see us ruin our marriage for Valentine's Day? Because I'm kind of between, like, 3 things right now, right? Okay, so, yeah, I think it's Jamboree, yeah. We have the Final Fantasy XIV event, which probably isn't going to take very long, so that probably wouldn't be the whole stream. We have Stranova, which if we play Stranova, we may also play with Doc.
Yes.
Or Mario Party.
Yes. Yes. Obligatory M. Bison meme here.
So we never finished It Takes Two. That game is multiple streams, and unfortunately, just due to timing, we weren't able to get through it. So we may end up, if we do end up doing it again, it'll probably end up being like from the beginning again, because like neither him or I remember how to play it. Oh no, I was trying to harvest. What the fuck? Let me harvest my greens. That game is traumatizing. Oh man, hang on. Does that need to go in the emotional damage week then? Cause, all right, y'all. Like, I'm gonna be doing this stream, probably sometime in March, or a week of streams, sometime in March, called Emotional Damage Week, where I'm just gonna play games that are gonna destroy me from the inside out as a human being. So, y'all got any suggestions? Mouthwashing and Spiritfarer are both on that list. Yakuza. To the Moon was another one. Thank you. That's right. Yeah, for what it's worth, I remember in It Takes Two, the wife being difficult. It's one of those things that, like, I like neither of the main characters in that game. And I think that's kind of the point. Spiritfarer is really good. I have avoided playing Spiritfarer for the longest time. Because, put bluntly, when I first wanted to play it, was... like, when I first, like, saw it and was like, hey, I should play this, was 2 weeks before my dad died. So the timing on that wasn't the best. Yeah, the timing on that could have been a lot better. The irony being I played one shot, like, either just before or after his passing. There's a reason that that game, like, sits as close to my heart as it does. Yeah! No, like, for those of you who don't know, back in 2022, I took a really long stream hiatus because of my dad's passing. It was rather quick and kind of unexpected, unfortunately. And there was a lot of turmoil that came with it. So, there was a lot of stuff that, like, I ended up having to kind of, like, abandon halfway through 2022. Just due to life circumstances. That's a little bit why I'm as behind on a lot of stuff as I am. Like when it comes to like my 4.0 model or like upgrading the stream and stuff like that. is because essentially for the entirety of 2022, I had to take the year off due to familial reasons, regardless of how much I would tell myself, no, I'm not taking a break, and then I just wouldn't stream for 3 weeks at a time. Like KOTOR 2 for emotional damage, oh god. For what it's worth, Mav, even if there's mixed feelings about it, there's gonna be a lot of emotions, and for what it's worth, none of them are wrong. That's one thing that the passing of my dad really taught me, is there's no, with the exception of things that are self-destructive, there's no real way that's like right or wrong to deal with like a death in the family. And even it's like in the family, I mean like in your friend group too. Like friends are close enough to family. Like if I learned that something had happened to like Doc or Tofu or Dorn, like that, y'all wouldn't see me for a little bit. So it definitely makes sense that like just whatever feelings you have are valid. Just make sure that like however you handle them, you're doing them in a good way. And that kind of goes for everyone when it comes to like dealing with big feelings and dealing, especially with stuff that's hard or difficult, is there's never really a wrong way to deal with things, unless it involves like harming yourself or others. And in that case, I would very strongly encourage you to really do what you can to take care of yourself. Because life's hard and you deserve kindness from yourself and from the community around you. That's why I'm as adamant about a lot of the stuff as I say, as I am, that I say. That's why I'm as adamant as I am about a lot of the stuff that I say. There we go, I can English. Is because genuinely, I do believe that every single person is deserving and worthy of kindness and love and respect. Essentially until proven otherwise. And for me, it's very hard to prove that to me, that you don't. Like, the until proven otherwise is really fucking hard. Like, I am a person that I genuinely believe there is good in every human being. Like, I do my best to believe in the best in anyone and everyone. And so, it really depends on how you want to deal with things and the best way forward for you. I didn't mean for this stream to be like super heavy today, but it's been nice. I do appreciate you guys being here and being chill and like being really open and like civil in the conversations today, because I know like these conversations can really like fan some flames, and that's never my intent. My intent is to try and spread positivity, to try and spread joy and love, and that the only reason that I say and do the things that I do is because I genuinely believe that there is good in the world. There is good in the world, and you need to see that good, and you need to personally actively contribute to it. Because if you are not actively contributing to the good in the world, but you are taking the good from the world, you aren't, like, you aren't giving anything positive back. And that's not something to be proud of. Being proud of being a productive member of your home or a productive member of your community. Oop. Oh, I felt my back crack. Is really something to be proud of. And sometimes that's as simple as, you know, just saying hi to someone at the grocery store, complimenting, you know, someone's shirt. Oh yeah, your emotions are valid does cut both ways. Because not everyone will process loss the same way, and not everyone values someone who's passed the same. That's true. That's part of like a mutual respect thing. That's one of the issues that I think that we run into, like, nowadays, is this idea of, again, that one person is the correct one. That there is an objective correct way, and anyone who's not doing that is wrong. And that mentality is the furthest thing from the truth when it comes from emotions, or when it comes to emotions, and it comes to healing, and it comes to people. When it comes to numbers, or it comes to like solid facts, like, okay, fine. But when it comes to like, this person passed and I'm really sad about it, is just as valid as this person passed and I don't give a fuck. Because it's not our place to invalidate someone else's experience. That's not how it works. And like, one of the things I would really kind of posit to you guys when it comes to the idea of, you know, facts versus feelings or whatever fucking shit, is to really, really self-reflect and think in your heart of hearts. What is more important, being right or connecting with this person I care about? Really, what matters is being right that important to you that you are willing to make the other person in the conversation feel awful? Or does that connection matter? Does the understanding between the two of you matter more than being right? And I can guarantee you, you will find that connection matters so much more than being right so often if you take that couple seconds to think about it. About the way that I'm acting towards this person and the fact that I feel like I'm right, so I need to make sure they know I'm right. How is that making them feel? Is that making them feel like I value them? Like, is that making them feel like I'm hearing, or that they're hearing me? Only in case of someone who really deserves the help. But the problem is like, you are not the arbiter of whether or not someone, quote, deserves a healthy dose of reality. That's one of the things that I will really encourage a lot of people to think about, is they are not the arbiter of truth. They are not the arbiter of justice. You're the arbiter of your own boundaries, sure. But you, as an individual, are not the arbiter of truth. 1 million what the fuck? Seriously, Plasma? You gotta take a screenshot. I gotta see that. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. If people are taking their opinions out. Okay, so that's different though. There's a difference between someone being violent and there being like a verbal disagreement. Like, if you say, I like ham and eggs more than or if I like ham and eggs more than bacon and eggs, and they take a swing on you, yeah, they're obviously fucking wrong. But if they say, I like ham and eggs, and you say, I like bacon and eggs, and they go, wow, I don't fucking get that. That's a moment for conversation. I don't hate waffles! They're just inferior compared to French toast. Here's the thing, I will put it this way. Again, and this is the one thing that I really need people to internalize. Tactics used against others can and will be used against you. So if you're going to viciously mock someone, be prepared for them to viciously mock you back in the future. Okay, I get you. Part of that is emotional violence usually will stem from an inability or a lack of desire to listen to the other person. And part of making sure that you are valuing yourself is making sure that you are not allowing yourself to be put in those situations. Coming from a recovering people pleaser, your boundaries are going to be the most important thing when it comes to that sort of thing. Because, you can't control other people, but you can control what you allow around you. That's one of the biggest things to really think about, is that you can't control what other people do, but you can control what you allow in your space. And asking questions can make people stop. Yeah, that's the thing. And one thing I will always encourage you guys to do is have conversations with people, like, genuinely. Like, one of the big things that I run into a lot nowadays is seeing a lot of people have disingenuous conversations because they aren't looking to have a conversation to understand. They're looking to have a conversation for a gotcha. They're looking for, how can I say that they're wrong? How can I prove that they actually don't know what they're talking about? Where's the gotcha? Where's the loophole? Where's the thread that I can grab and pull to dismantle their argument? And the problem is you are not having a conversation for the sake of understanding if that is your goal. If your goal is to find the gap in their armor, the weakness in their argument, and just pick at that, that is a disingenuous conversation. Period. Did you actually read what you wrote? That's one of the things that I think a lot of people do, and I know I keep saying, oh, take this away, but like, again, there's like a lot of really good points, I think. One thing that I think a lot of people do is they will listen to react, not to respond. And that's its own set of problems, because if you are listening to react instead of responding, you are not actually fully listening to the person who is talking to you, and you are only half taking into account what they are saying. You are not able to actually hear their full argument. Why do I hate hash browns? No, I fucking love hash browns. You don't speak about me that way. How dare you? And when you don't get pissy at them, they hate it. Here's the thing. I think that's a specific set of people. And I will very strongly encourage maybe a little less social media and a little bit more time with your video games or time with your friends. Social media is a fucking cesspool right now. And I know it's really easy for a lot of us to just like doom scroll. Because I know I'm fucking guilty of it, man. The amount of time I spend on TikTok, woo, lad. It's bad. But I also know that that needs to be compartmentalized over here. Like, the stuff that I look at online and the stuff that I do, all that, it's like, I can intake that information for sure. This is what I'm seeing. This is the information I'm getting, da-da-da-da. Now it goes in this ball and it goes over here. Like, that's the thing. So the idea is basically, take what you see on social media with a grain of salt. Because as we've even talked about earlier, people are not going to be who they actually are necessarily on social media because of that guise of anonymity. And they are going to be meaner. They are going to be nastier. They would not say that shit to your face in person. And I'm going to challenge each and every one of you to show grace and kindness and compassion for people who don't show it to you. Because you cannot expect kindness and compassion and grace shown to you if you will not show it to them first. Be the bigger person. Like, that is my challenge to you, is to genuinely do what you can to be the calmness, be that rationality. If you think other people are being irrational and crazy, fine. Don't do that then. Be the rational one, be the calm one, be the one who's showing grace and kindness where the other person doesn't deserve it. That's the best thing that you're going to do. Because there's no better way to disarm people who hate you, who want to yell at you, who want to scream at you, who want to be rude, or all those sort of things. There's no better way of disarming them than being nice. Genuinely. There's no better way to disarm an angry person than being nice. Try it. Genuinely. And please, like, don't, well, murder, I don't want to, or blah, blah, blah. I get it's hard. I get sometimes it's annoying. I get sometimes you feel like they don't deserve it. But I can guarantee you there are other people that think that you don't deserve it, but they might want to try and give it to you. There might be a time where it turns out that actually showing them that grace might be the thing that gets them to listen. That one moment of grace, that one moment of kindness might be the one moment that makes them stop and go, shit, all right, maybe I can have a conversation. Because the more angry you get about them not being able to have a conversation, the more likely it is you're not going to have a conversation with them. Be the bigger person. Show the grace. Show the kindness to people that you think even don't deserve it. Yeah. I think after years I've learned they won't listen. And that's the thing, Mav. This is what I'm saying though. I'm challenging you on that. They will listen. But you need to talk to them in a way that humanizes them. Not shows you're laughing at them. That's my challenge. Talk to other people like they're real human beings that have thoughts and feelings that matter just as much as yours. You might be shocked at what happens. Genuinely. right, guys. I'm gonna call it here. My office is getting really warm because I don't have a fan on. So, I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. It has been a wonderful time as always. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your evening. We are gonna go ahead and see who is live currently. Let me see what's going on. I really do appreciate you guys being here and hanging out while I do my yip yaps. I really appreciate that you guys are able to have a cool conversation about this. And I really hope that we can have other good conversations similar to this in the future. Because I do think it is important to really think about how it is that, you know, we want to, you know, represent ourselves and go forward in the future. You know? I just want everything to go good! Everyone be happy, damn it! Alright, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. Thank you so much. I super duper appreciate it. I love you guys. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your evening. I will see you tomorrow. I will keep you guys updated on what goes on for the holiday. I will see you then. Okay, thanks. Bye.